Any number of things can happen.
Alrighty, so welcome everybody to session 8 of group 3. I'm seeing Nevaeh's thing ping, so they're somewhere nearby. I
Seeing
think
their thing ping? No,
I'm seeing their
that's
little
because you can
bubble
hear us through it.
hop around. Give me.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you can
Like
see it too, can't you?
I'm tapping it now. Where's Nevaeh's? Nevaeh isn't even in roll 20.
But yeah, they're not in roll 20 yet, but they're still like the little
The Discord,
the
you can
green
see
yeah
them
the
talk.
green box in the Discord is still flickering.
That's because we're hearing us through it. Can you
Oh,
tell?
Yeah,
I
it's like
guess.
an echo.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So
I'm
that's all kinds of fun.
gonna call them.
Hopefully they are okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody to session 8 of group 3. So, where did we leave off with this intrepid group? Uh wait. That's a deep question, but I'll let you guys answer it as usual.
I killed someone.
So,
Yeah.
last session, we delved further into the cave of Sagurakuda, whereupon the demon Kalich lied. We were beset upon by many undead. First, the undead of the original adventurers who fell before this demon, dispatching them quite quickly. We tried to proceed further, but were stopped by the demon themselves, and who proceeded to summon about 4 billion other undead,
Mm-hmm.
which promptly beat our ass inside out. And at the 11th hour, when all seemed lost, Ekni came in and joined the fight and was able to hold the demon off for quite a while, but sensing that it would not be enough, she encased herself around the magical orb binding the demon here and bid Rory to set her on fire and detonate the orb, sacrificing herself to kill the demon.
All right. Thank you for using your Kenku recall. All right. So,
And
so yeah, that is pretty much exactly what happened. After finally confronting this demon of legend, you found yourselves vastly outnumbered. And it was only with the saving grace and sacrifice of Ekni, Erud's patron, that you were able to remain victorious, though very much so dead. you, you all find you, Rory, the last one standing. The rest of the party unconscious or fucked up, straight up dead. um, with the last request of Ekni, you launch a firebolt, and she erupts in flames, which cascade through the caverns around you, incinerating all the Fomorians, and including yourselves and everybody within the cavern. There is a moment of darkness, a moment of silence, a moment of peace. And in this peace, there's a faint sound that is incomprehensible to you. There's something very distant, very quiet.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Isn't that the sound? I'm bad.
It's actually Nevaeh who managed to make her way back.
Sorry
All
about that. I
right.
had to fill up my gallon-sized water bottle, and it took me almost 3 years.
Fair enough. All right.
$30 worth of water.
So you find
$30 for the
you
water,
both,
baby.
you all find yourselves in darkness and silence, having just been exploded by Ekni's sacrifice. There's a faint sound incomprehensible to most. I actually want to ask, what is everybody's passive perception? I think I might
By
have it
level
down.
4 passive perception or a level 5 passive perception?
We'll say for now level 5 passive perception, just so you don't have to worry about it.
Shouldn't
does
that be
it
higher?
change?
Because it's
Mine
10 plus your perfect. Yeah.
Mine is 13.
13, Nevaeh.
I'm getting there. Hold on. Ah,
Mine's 13 as well.
Okay, 13, 13, and 13 actually. You all have
Let's
13
go.
to passive perception.
let's go.
There's a faint sound. It's so distant, yet it feels like it encompasses all around you. Church bells? You wake up in a gasp of breath erupting from the ground. And you all find yourself alone, partially, in the cave. All of the Fomorians completely incinerated. And therein lies 3 creatures that are not Benunsti, that are not the rest of the party. There is Anu, who is staggering to his feet, and you notice is a lot larger than he was before, and now riddled with this what seems like brass colored arcane, similar like to his metallic skin. He seems to stagger up, almost filled with life from within, as you could see it like swirling arcane within his body. And the other 2, one standing tall, surveying the area to make sure there's nobody more to deal with, donned in this bronze armament and crested headpiece, with a shield and spear in hand, kind of just walking around. And the other person, pale skin, black hood concealing the tops of the upper half of her face, cladded in black cloth and red plaid. She is crouched down to Rory, with a raven observing, taking curiosity in you, before her head tilts up, revealing these green, vibrant eyes. Well, I guess I was wrong.
Is everyone else okay?
You see
Everybody-
Arid just sitting up and like rubbing his head.
Everybody is mostly accounted for, yes.
I'm alright. Where did Ekne go?
Is
She
She-
looks to Yasrina, and then looks to you, Rory.
she's not? She told me to do it. She's okay.
What do you mean? Told you to? She's alright.
She gives
What
a
are you-
sigh of dismay and stands up to try to help everybody, to help those who seem unconscious on the ground.
What are you 2 talking about? We left Ekne at the library.
Yes.
She showed up here to help us.
Yeah, she had just been here before I passed out. Where is she gone now?
Well, she took it. She took what was the demon's name again? I left my notes at home.
Oh.
She took her into the center. She told me to throw a firebolt at her to, I assume, blow up the cave, take the demon out.
She did what?
Well, yeah. The demons and the fungus, they were vulnerable to fire. I thought it would be that's what she said to do.
She told you to do that.
Yeah.
Arid's gonna start like running over to where that was.
Okay? Erud weakly makes his way over. At that point, you hear, guys, as you hear the woman in armor, she is facing towards Anu, standing to life with flames brimming from his mouth. Though it seems unnaturally, as he seems to begin to wake up, shaking, trying to gain footing as he staggers to his feet. What happened? What is this? Where am I?
We freed you from the fungus, from No one gave me her name yet. What's her name?
Kalich
Kayla, there it is.
Oh, also, yeah.
and Zugtamoy, I
Kalich,
think.
but you know it to be Zugtamoy.
Zuctamoy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds more right.
You did it. You slayed the demon queen.
I think so. I kind of look back over to Erud. Is Ekni where is she there?
Erud is like frantically like looking around, seeing what the scene of the explosion looks like.
There is a massive scorched area on the floor. And it looks like there is what seems to be a shadow cast by Zuktmoy and a large spot where you deduce the center point to be.
Erud will just slowly walk up, kneel down, and place his hand on the center of it. I think she sacrificed herself for us.
No. There's no way. She's back at the library now. She's obviously just left. Those are the scorch marks from the fungus, and she has gone back to the library where she belongs.
Erud will just look back and look towards Yasrina and say, she couldn't have survived that. Ekni is extremely flammable. If she told Rory to hit her with a firebolt, she knew what was going to happen to her. She sacrificed her life for ours. Erud will just sit down over here, open his tome, and start writing.
Okay. You open your tome, and you see your spells are all still there, written in the ink which was supposedly Ekni's. All still here in the book.
I don't think he's entirely like thinking about. I don't think the connection of the tome to her quite clicks. He just wants to write down his thoughts at this moment.
Okay.
Not to take away from this moment, but the second you said that, I'd like you to know that I got very close to my camera and just smiled at you like I was going to eat you. Just because.
What? Okay.
It was you get it.
I don't. Never mind.
You get it.
Yeah, we get it.
Ekony isn't allowed to come back to life because I gave Iris too much attitude.
Them's the rules.
You see that. What is everybody else doing, by the way? As Erud in defeat sits against the side of the cave and just begins writing.
Yasmina's just kind of like sitting there looking around, trying her best to remember what happened. However, I'm pretty sure she was out for the count by the time she was dead.
Make a
Yeah,
perception
the
check.
only one who witnessed it was Rory.
Make a perception check if you want to, or an investigation, either one. Okay, 22. By the way, you're on a. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It looked like you were on GM roll for a second.
I
Wait,
think
what?
she.
I think she is.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. So give me 1 second. I don't know why you're on a GM roll.
I fixed it. I
okay.
accidentally clicked it.
All right.
It was.
So
It was probably because the last thing they rolled was like a death save.
Oh yeah, probably.
That is what.
Regardless, it's still at 22, so I'll use that. Looking around, you similarly see the large scorched area in which it seems like something had exploded and erupted across the cave, around which is the littered corpses of charred Fomorians, ash and soot coating over what little fungi still remains from the explosion, which no longer provides any light in this room. You see two figures that are unknown to you. You have never seen these before. One is seeming to be hesitantly standing their ground against the massive Anu, and the other seems to be tending to an unconscious body of Shoban.
I guess I'm going to, or okay. So Anzarina's going to get up and just walk towards the woman in front of Anu, to kind of see what's going on with the dragon. I'm trying to see if he is how he's feeling. Did he wake up trying to kill us, or how's he doing?
Anu has woken up and he has looked around confusingly, addressing that you had successfully defeated the Demon Queen. And he's just looking around, confused, not sure what to do now.
You and me both, Anu. You and me both.
He's kind of just watching everything happening right now.
I can't even remember. I can't even remember what we needed him for at this moment.
I mean, I do, if you want me to tell you.
Yes, please. I have since. It's been a minute since the
As he walks up
conversation
and
with
leaves.
these. Right. I'll let you
No,
know.
I still got
I'll
my
fix
headset
that.
on. I'm just trying to turn this light on.
Okay.
Um,
I just thought it was funny. Just like, I'll let you know next time. Okay.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah, you remember your initial goal. You essentially Anu is someone you were looking for specifically when venturing down to Tanaro. You didn't know it was Anu to begin with, but through this time in the campaign, you have come to assume that this is the dragon from the sightings and the legends that you have heard about.
Right.
You need them to fight the Tiamat.
Yes.
To aid the Acadia.
Right.
For the Acadia. Woo!
Oh, yo.
The good guys?
Yes, the good guys.
Pretty sure they're the good guys.
Pretty sure.
Probably.
I mean, like, they might.
talking about?
I don't know if they're misguided or not, because they want to kill the Tiamat, and it seems like that's the only way that we can get rid of the Unchained Oblivion. But they might not even know about the Unchained Oblivion.
The enemy of our enemy of our enemy is our friend.
I think.
Seems like we're all enemies here. I don't think we can have any friends at this point.
Well, we had
From what
one.
you have heard, from what the Acadia has
We
said
had one.
about the Tiamat, they seem pretty stalwart about destroying the planet.
See, but the Tiamat's only trying to destroy the planet because there's something else they're trying to destroy.
Yeah, but they're
Even more.
more focused on, like, because they're undead, they're focused on feelings more than actual thinking. So if we actually are able to get a hold of the Tiamat, we can make it so that it can help us kill the Unchained Oblivion instead of destroying our planet.
Were you saying that it's because of his undeathly nature, why he's so stalwart about it? Are you saying that out of something previously said, or is that something like your assumptions? because
I know it was talked about during a session,
it's been mentioned
but
that he
it
is a
might have been
it's
my.
been
I
mentioned
don't
that
know
she
when
is
it
a
came up.
Dracolich. It's been mentioned that she is a Dracolich, but it's not really been mentioned why exactly she feels so adamant about destroying them.
Did I talked to Jormungandr about
You
it.
did talk to
That's why.
Jormungandr about
Yeah.
it. He essentially, I think he basically relayed that she tried to kill him without destroying a planet. It failed.
So we don't even need to like get the. That's probably still a smart move. I think we're still on that.
Probably having the Tiamat on our side is the best way to go about this. Because we can't fight two planet destroyers at the same time.
Are you all having this conversation like openly, or are you all?
No,
Okay.
Rory is so in his head right now. There is.
Yeah, Yasrina's okay. I'm okay.
By the
Yasrina
way,
is.
you haven't mentioned to Anu at all about any of this information. He's completely oblivious to this information, so he's kind of just sitting there like, what do I do now? Thank you guys.
I'm trying to
Should
get there.
just
I have
leave?
no idea what words to
go?
say to the dragon.
You don't even speak Draconic, do you, nerd?
No, you
yeah.
both speak Draconic because you're both
Oh.
Zoi.
Damn, I thought you spoke Elvish. I mean, you probably do that too, but like.
Moving on. Wait. So, you guys are. What's everybody's headcanon right about now?
Headcanon?
Yeah. What's everybody doing? Thinking about up there right now, character-wise.
Aru's entirely enraptured in writing this eulogy.
Okay.
Rory's distraught. He you know, if he really like he knew that she was scared of fire. And I think he kind of knew it was a sacrifice by the way she said it. But I guess he was hoping it wasn't. It feels like his fault at the moment.
Yasrina is having a battle in her brain. Alright? The one side is saying, fuck, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And the other side is saying, you didn't even know her. And her brain is just leaking out of her ears. That's what's going on in her mind.
That might also be the immense blunt force trauma we took in that fight.
It might
There
also
were a lot of clubs.
it might be an actual brain bleeding coming out of her ears. But
With that, you also do like. You all are experiencing this, but one thing that you might not even realize is that you are completely fine. There are no open wounds. There are no burns.
I don't have brain damage.
There is no brain damage.
It's all in your head.
You all
Does that mean we're at full health?
You are just very weak right now mentally. Like you are so drained at the moment that it's essentially 1 HP.
All right.
Mentally 1 HP.
Mentally 1 HP, but physically
That way.
nothing really.
Me at all times.
Nothing really. Nothing really too.
That's how I function,
too
baby.
So there's also the third little thought in her head that goes, that motherfucker just killed Ekni. Like, on purpose.
Was it though?
You definitely shot at her with a flaming arrow.
It wasn't an arrow. What are you talking about?
Or flaming
Now you're
what-
just making up things. You're just making things up.
It was a
Shut
fireball.
I hope you say that out loud to her. I hope you say that out loud.
After a while of writing, Erud would just stand up, close his book, and say, "We should probably get back. No use making a sacrifice in vain."
At this point, you see the woman that Rory, you know to be Maka, approaches and she says, "I am deeply sorry for the loss of your friend. At the moment, your two other compatriots seem to be unconscious still. I don't know if they're if they seem to be in a comfortable state. They don't seem to be dying at the moment. They just seem to be out of it.
Okay. Um, I walk over to Shiobon. He's okay, just unconscious. That's
His,
what they're saying.
his battle axe has clattered to the side, and he seems to have similar soot marks from what little was able to pass through him from the horde of Fomorians that were just surrounding him. But he seems overall fine. Little singed beard a bit, but
We'll make camp here tonight. They clearly need it, and do we have anywhere to go at the moment?
Well, back to Tenero, I suppose.
I believe it would be better if they were able to receive the aid of Tanner. If they were able to receive the aid of Tannerel.
Can
And
you?
what do we plan to do about the dragon?
What about
Uh,
me? He says that like a question, like he's like, what do you, what are you doing? As he almost seems confused and a bit on the defense.
Anu, we came to save you and your party. Firstly, because this the Zektomoy, right? Zektomoy came back after your battle.
She was never dead to begin with. She was weak, but she used me. I was in constant pain and agony for a decade, with nothing but my own thoughts and my seething pain from her leeching off of my soul. I thank you dearly for the assistance, and I apologize that I was unable to assist in the loss of your friend.
I this feels weird to change the subject, but do you know of the Acadia?
The Arcadia. No, I have heard stories, but only stories.
Well, there's a oncoming threat, and they have asked me and my friend here. I gesture towards Serena to go out looking for other ancient dragons to help the oncoming threat to occur. Do you think you could assist with that?
What you have done for me is something I can never repay. But if it suffices, I will begin to repay what you have done for me today. My only request is that I do not stay cooped up in that city until I wish to return to my home, what little remains.
I'm sure that can be arranged. I do have a message for them if you'd be so willing to speak to them.
If you wish for me to accompany you back to wherever the Arcadia lie, I will do so. My only wish is that I do not remain. I wish to return to Tanaro.
Okay. Do we have any other business in Tanaro really at the moment?
I have business.
You have business?
Nothing but the feeling that it would be a swift irony to make her lair my home. A swift irony of of the woman who tortured me for so long. It only seems just that I remain in her stead, as well as tend to what she has poisoned, as I tried to do so all those years ago.
Well, yeah, thank you. That sounds great. Um, could we could you help us gain passage to Tanaro along with our unconscious friends then? Or to yeah, what's the town? Is the town of Tanaro or is the
You see Anu, he lifts up one of his claws and slowly reaches for Shoban. And she grasps him and like almost does like a little bit up and down a minute motion, and he says, "I am weak from such suffering, but I am able to assist." As he kind of drops Shoban for a second and kind of lowers one of his sides, dropping his wing to the floor, and almost like a beckoning for you to join him on his back.
great? That worked out. Um, do the I guess the other two that are here aren't really in need of us? Are they real or are they spirits?
We are very much real, darling.
Oh, okay. Um, are you accompanying us to Tanaro then?
It only seems fitting. Don't think we have much business in here.
Perfect. I help get the two unconscious onto Anu's
Oh,
back.
he was insinuating that he's gonna carry them in his claws while
Oh,
you all ride
perfect.
him.
Okay. Yeah,
That's what he was
okay.
doing with like Shoban, just testing if he can pick them
I
up.
gotcha.
Okay.
All right.
So, you see that Rory just begins to hop onto the back of Anu. It seems that Maka and the other person, who I don't think has been named yet, uh, but from context clues, Rory, you would be able to assume that this is Babs Katha. Though the three of them hop on the back of Anu. Ezrina and Erud, are you joining?
Erud will take a deep breath, compose himself, and join on the dragon.
So yes, Rena.
Okay. You all hop on to the back of Anu, where in which he reaches back down for Shoban, walks over and grabs Bex, and standing on his hind legs, he pushes forward and shoots out of the cave itself, where in which he unfurls these massive wings that seem tattered and worn from age, as he just begins to fly out of the cave, and almost instinctively knows exactly where Tanaro is. On the back, you definitely notice that like you definitely can see that he is fucking fucked. That's the best way I could describe it. He is fucked because his metal has been corroding for a decade. His all chipped up and rusted over. His wings are there are holes all over his wings. It's a miracle that he's even able to fly. And from the seeping holes in which you can see his flaming aura that is similarly brass colored to him. And all the while he is taking these massive raspy breaths and you can hear the clinking of metal, like his lungs are just it's a pain to breathe for this man. But nevertheless, he is all the way over to back to Tanaro, from which, as you approach Tanaro, from even so far away, a massive plume of smoke is arising. as you make it closer, you realize it is Ekni's library. As
She was
Anu
attached to it.
continues and crashes back down to the ground. Everybody in the town is like, you can see people are trying to tend to what remains of the ruins, but at Anu's sighting, cluttering to the ground, being careful as to not harm Shoban and Bex as he lowers them and sets them on the ground. Everybody's fucking running. Everybody's not trusting this shit and is out of here.
The second the dragon touches down, Erud's going to start bolting for the library.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Yeah, you see that the library of Ekni has been burned to the ground. Erud, roll a straight insight check.
That I will do.
As I also put this man's.
A 9. Let's
9.
go.
It's not that hard to assume. That Ekni, when struck with fire, was set ablaze and it seemed to seep all over her body before causing her to explode. All of the books in her library were written with her own ink. So it's not that hard to assume that when she was set ablaze, all of the books in her library were too set ablaze, which set fire to the room, to the building.
Erud will just sort of like, how much of it is left? Is it like ashes, or is there like at least some ruins?
There's a general infrastructure has collapsed. There are bits of rubble and wood. Some of the leather of the books that had been made are there, but fucking fucked. Like are very charred and burnt. All of the pages in her books gone. Everything she worked on is gone.
Erud will just sort of like kneel down and pick up the most intact book he can find.
It is but the leather backing of a book. Charred black from the pages that were set ablaze.
Erud will let out a deep exhale, just kneel there for a moment, and then finally stand up. You notice it's kind of hard to tell through the feathers, but you notice there is a couple tears going down his face. Someone gather the townspeople. I need to speak.
Okay. I go to do that?
You would be able to like call upon the people. They're a little bit make a like charisma check.
Oh yeah,
Those who want to and if people want to assist, they can give one person advantage.
A charisma check? How do you do that? I can make a charisma saving throw, but I am proficient in those.
It's more of like a persuasion check. So if you want to do
persuasion check? Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
If that benefits in any way.
No, it doesn't at all.
And let me roll one.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We're not leaving it at that.
It might be countered by whatever you roll might be countered by just the sheer 0 that he got on that persuasion check.
I'm a sorcerer.
A con-based sorcerer.
You said persuasion or what?
Persuasion. Yeah, no, everybody is fucking terrified about the Dracolich that is currently that has made its landing in the. Which, by the way, yeah, you could definitely tell you've seen a Dracolich before on the council. This is definitely a fucking Dracolich, and everybody's fucking terrified about over that. They're like, nope, 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 nope.
Arrow will just exhale, seeing their apprehension, and just go back to it to Anu and just say, if you have no other business, your work here is done. I would appreciate some solitary time.
He like
to
looks
Anu.
around, and he can definitely like notice that people are terrified of him, and that is why nobody wants to come out. He says, "When do you intend to depart?"
Was that a question or?
Yeah, when he's
okay.
asking when you intend to leave for supposedly the Acadia.
Erud will open the tome and just say, "What's your name here?" Or hold on, I think I want to know if I have to write their name or they have to write it. Yeah, he'll just say, "Write your name here. I will contact you when the."
He's gone.
Actually, I think I can benefit a little bit more. And you see the metal within his body
Sorry about that.
begin contracting and like contracting and compressing as he almost curls up into a ball, from which you see a humanoid person in full brass armor.
Oh.
Standing before you,
Well,
towering over you, as he weirdly has a pen in his hand and just begins writing. If you wish for me to continue to leave, or I can remain in this form for as long as you wish.
He'll sort of look towards the town people, look at how they're reacting to
They're
this.
all in their houses. They don't even see this happen.
If you wish to stay, you may, but I have no preference one way or the other.
If it is of no mind to you, I wish to stay in order to try to get acquainted with these people.
He'll just nod and sort of like dust himself off, and he's going to try and go about getting the townspeople out himself.
Okay. You can do it at advantage because you are one of the people.
All right. Persuasion, you said?
Mm-hmm.
21.
Yep. You are definitely able to. Are you a charisma-based warlock?
No, I just have a pretty high charisma. I have a 18 charisma also.
What the book? A +7 to that persuasion check.
Okay.
Okay.
I also have proficiency in persuasion.
Okay, so yeah, you are able to, with a bit more aid, especially when you go to the tavern first and gain the aid of Mac, the innkeeper. You are able to slowly begin pulling people out, and they. Where do you wish for them to center themselves?
Anywhere with like a good place for him to speak, like if there's like a town square, he'd go there. If there's not any like specific town square, he'd just
there's all these like campfires, which are like meeting grounds areas. They're small, but you should be able to like fit people in them if you want to. Otherwise, you can do them in front of buildings. There's enough room for that.
Yeah, he'll go like to the general like gathering area.
Okay. Probably about here. Which, by the way, what is everybody doing with Shoban and Bex, who are still unconscious?
Is there a like medic place or a
You
hospital?
remember the Yuan tea that you had gotten your healing potions from. There's a possibility that you would be able to. He would, and also I think he had a med kit, so you would be able to um, go and see if he can tend to them, which he is able to do. He is a little worried, and he looks and he says, there's not much I can do about their situation. It's there. I can rejuvenate them to maybe a more healthier state than they are, but it's only you only have to wait for time as they wake up. But I can keep them in my stead, or if you wish, you can go to the innkeep and put them in and have them stay in their rooms.
I guess we.
Okay. Do you leave? Do you take them to the rooms that they still have at Max Tavern?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay.
I'll thank him for his time and bring
Okay.
them there.
You it takes a minute, not really because of Bex, but because of Shoban's 6'10" self,
Mhm.
having to be carried, but with the help of a new, just being able to just being able to pick this guy up with ease and just set him
Also
down.
6'10".
He's weak, but he's still fucking strong. Anyway, so you guys everybody is convened in the center campfire as an audience has been drawn to you.
He'll like get on like a soapbox or something to like elevate himself a little. Give in a deep breath, gather himself, and open his tome and start reading. I've gathered you all here to announce the untimely passing of Ekni the Archivist.
There's murmur.
She bravely and selflessly gave her life to defeat the great evil gripping Sugurakura. She saved us, and he motions to the party. She saved Tanaro, and she saved Cerdonia. How to describe Ekni? She was a brilliant archivist, a fearsome Marid, a stalwart guardian, a generous soul, a wise mentor, and a great friend. She brought me in when I was at my lowest, when I was nothing but a failed scholar and dejected young man. She showed me compassion that I had not seen from even my own family. She gave me a chance when no other institution would. Not to mention, she taught me far more than the academy ever did. Give like a soft chuckle.
There's
She has
silence.
touched
There's just no.
she has touched the lives of any who knew her, whether they knew her as just the solitary librarian rarely seen outside of her archive, or the heroic defender of Tanaro fighting off against the shambling hordes. Ekni may be gone, but her achievements will ring out, in this town and beyond, for years to come. I will see to it personally. The story of Ekni's sacrifice will be told throughout the whole of Cerdonia, and before my final days, I will see to it that her archive is rebuilt and made once again into the wonder of Cerdonia that it was. And he'll close his tome and just say, I thank you all. Let us all remember Ekni in our hearts and in our minds. No,
Make an insight
give an
check.
exhale. Insight, you said?
Yes.
All right. Fucking 17.
Okay. I saw the 8 first, so I was like,
Yeah.
what? God damn it. um. Yeah, you look around as you are doing your speech. They seem to take you seriously. They all seem to genuinely care about Ekni's passing. Some you can even see look back to what remains of Acne's legacy. The charred, ruined library. But upon your mention of rejuvenating the archive, they seem to have a little bit of hope. They seem to have an understanding that it's in the right hands. And they all sit in a melancholy silence before they begin to slowly dissipate.
Erud will just step down as they're all going out and start writing in his tome again.
I'd like to pull Erud to the side for a moment, speak to
Okay.
Erud.
Yes, Rena?
When we return back to my family, when we go back to the Acadia, I will see to it that every penny that was spent building the library over every single year it ever existed will be paid back in full, and it shall be rebuilt again in exactly the way you and her would like it.
I'll just nod and say, I appreciate that, Yasrina. I know she was almost as special to you as she was to me.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
That's what Erud would have. He'd probably head into the tavern and pick out like a booth in one of the corners and just start writing.
Okay. You see Mac goes back to his duties. And you see him, after about 5 minutes of sitting in silence, you see him walk over with a drink. Broken Dreams.
He'll just give a nod and say, I appreciate it, but this isn't something I want to forget.
It's not to forget, it's just... he's in the pain. But hell, if you don't want it, I'll have it. He takes it, he just fucking swigs it, and goes back to clean it.
Smile will creep over Erud's face as he'll just turn back to writing.
Okay. Erud, make a perception check.
That I can do.
Okay. You flip to a new page. What do you intend to write?
He's sort of writing down specifically the events of like what he knows about Ekni's life, her general story, what she would have told him, his experiences with her, and eventually he'd go to Rory to get like the specific details of what happened while he was unconscious, and then write that.
Okay. You flip to the nearest page, passing over your eulogy, but something catches your eye. You flip back. There, in the corner of the page, is a smile. A casual 2 dots and a little curve. You didn't write that.
He'll sort of raise an eyebrow, give a smile, and sort of like he's going to write in the book, sort of like hoping but not really thinking it'll work. Just write in the page, "Are you there?"
You write it in the page. And you get a response. But before that, what are the other two doing?
After a while, I'd probably go to a new at some point. I don't know if it'd be during this, before this, or after this. It'd be a minute before I'm willing to talk about business, I guess, because I haven't really described what is going down, the
Okay.
Tiamat or anything.
Yeah, you eventually just find him. You see him at the spire, at the very edge of, at the very edge. You find the spire, and he is very Batman posed at the top of the tower.
Anu, I wanted to talk to you about what exactly is happening. I don't
Sorry,
think
give me
I.
one. Sorry, give me 1 second. Uh, Sorry, parental units just arrived home.
The
Anyway,
parental units.
so yeah, you find him at the spire up here. He's kind of very Batman posed, kind of just looking about, kind of, you see him switching between the shores and the the shores and the village itself. And he doesn't really seem to notice your presence, but you can definitely, he doesn't seem to act upon seeing your presence, but you can definitely see he's there. Or at the very least, you can definitely see that he notices you.
Uh, good evening to you, Anu. I
He drops off the roof and down to your level. Do we wish to have this conversation, or do you wish to have more time?
I don't know what time would do at the moment, and this is important.
It is. But what also is important is that you have time to grieve, have time to mourn, have time to realize that your actions were not your fault. You could have never guessed what this would have done to her. This is not on you.
Thank you, but we'll we'll get to that, I suppose. Um, I want to tell you about what's coming up. It's the Acadia told me one thing, and I've learned through my travels that it's a little different now. And I don't know,
The Tiamat.
having someone that
I am
you
aware of
know.
the Tiamat. Much is not known of the Acadia, but what they have foretold, I am familiar with.
Uh, they yeah they
It is.
said we had to defeat the Tiamat, and they wanted Ancient Dragon's help. We're to come here because there were rumors of you. We found you. But along the way, I discovered the Tiamat is here to destroy us, but for a different reason other than to destroy us.
gives a nod of understanding while he is staring off to the sea. As you can imagine, I am not too fond of the idea of once again returning to the battlefield.
I wouldn't be asking if it wasn't important, but I am thinking possibly there's another way. At least before the battle. Uh, you you know the Tiamat is a Draco Lich. Do you
That was
by chance?
unknown to me. I was only
Oh,
the Tiamat was only foretold to be a great beast of the stars born of a supernova, barreling its way through the astral sea to make ruin of Cerdonia. I was not aware that it has fallen before.
I do I know this? Did it fall because of the Unchained Oblivion the first time?
You remember Jormungandr showed you its death
Yeah.
to
Okay.
the Unchained Oblivion, or to the Chained
Uh,
Oblivion.
well, there's a bit more to it than just the Tiamat barreling towards us. What do you know about the Unchained Oblivion?
The Chained Oblivion is not known to me. And for context, I keep fucking it up, but yeah, it's the Chained Oblivion. It's not the Unchained
The
Oblivion.
Chained Oblivion.
Yes.
He's chained
It's
right
not.
now.
It's
He'll be
not the
unchained
Unchained
later.
It's not the
Oblivion
Unchained
yet.
but
We're getting there.
we're getting there.
Um, I've I've been talking to an entity about I don't want to say deity. I don't believe it is. Talking about the end of days and why the Tiamat is coming. Apparently, there is another more threatening danger that lives within Cerdonia. That is why the Tiamat is coming to destroy us. To destroy that.
I only know of the evil that is east. The demons of Abyssalus.
You said the Beast of Abyssalus?
Yes. You can make a history check on that,
Yeah, I'll do that.
because that would be something that you might be aware of. You've heard of it.
Oof.
General understanding, it's an entire continent riddled with demons, and there's not a lot of information because any outstretches towards that body of land due east have been met with death.
Does that sound like something that either a
Demons are one
phylactery,
thing. From what you saw, this is living shadow,
living shadow?
but it's not out of the question.
It's possible there's something there. I'll keep that in mind, but there's more to the Tiamat than just destroying us. And although it appears, did we decided that that wasn't assumption? That was because Jormungandr said that, or was it assumption?
Um, you're not entirely sure
Not
if
entirely sure.
it's whether or not if it's because there's no other option, or because it's gone mad with its barbaric Dracolich mind. All you know for certain is that it's on its way, and it doesn't seem to want to do anything other than blow up the planet.
I I suppose I was hoping for guidance and hopefully for you to help with the Acadia when I speak to them about this. I because the Dracolich is a phylactery, or is because the Tiamat is a Dracolich, I we were hoping to find its phylactery so that we can use a Tiamat against the Chained Oblivion when it comes.
I have not heard anything of a phylactery, but if you so wish, I can repay your actions with this search and with my servitude to the Acadia.
That would be great. I think that's what we need right now. I honestly, I'm unsure what I'm looking for. I had a vision of it, of the Tiamat fighting this unchained or this chained oblivion before and dying in the process, and just somewhere on Cerdonia there's the phylactery and the chained oblivion.
Is this a memory or is this a vision?
It was shown to me by Jormungandr, the what's it called? What do you call himself? The seeing serpent, or where
Jormungandr
is
the
that?
Elder Tide.
The Elder Tide.
That name. My old horde. I'm not even sure if it still remains. I had a knack for the intelligent. Specifically, magical weapons and magical items that had personalities, that had life, an inanimate sentience. They told many stories. Some of the Acadia, some of many tales and other stories across Sov. But the name Jormungandr, I have heard that name once before.
You said one before?
And it has hailed from only one place. And he points out to the sea. Which you know is east. The direction of the Abyssalisk.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to speak. Okay, so just going through my mind here, I need to speak to the Acadia about the whole ordeal. Then seems like we gotta head east because demons and
Also make an insight check. Just a straight up
okay.
insight check. Or
Hey, that's pretty good.
that's good. If you want, I generally use insight for this, but if you think another skill check for like thought process, like your own self, this is a check for your own self thought process. So if you think it's worth
Insight.
something like intelligence, or if it's something, or if it's another skill check, you can also add a modifier to that. I know insight is a plus 0.
I mean, he does think of himself as intelligent and more logical thought processing most of the time. I think we'll stick with the insight though. I think that's okay.
Okay. The Acadia have tasked you with searching for dragons. That's the basic description of what it is. They are looking for dragons to assist in the Acadia. Anu and the stories of Wistful Creo that have been told throughout the last decade. They are one of the few sightings of dragons you have seen across Cerdonia. But here is this Elder Tide, serpent, this serpent that has only come to you in visions made of pure water. There's a possibility that he would want to help further. He's been aiding you in this he's been trying to aid you telepathically through this blade. There's a possibility that he might join the Acadia.
Okay. Okay. I think I need to have a couple conversations with that guy.
Yeah.
With
There's a lot
you
going
said
on.
like it was
There's so
almost a
much going
month
on.
ago that we got like the whole prophecy of end times. I don't know who all got that.
Prophecy of the end of times. Before the end of
Yeah,
time,
I
after
don't
the
even
end,
remember that.
the prophecy of the end of times, after the end of times, after all of these dragon hunting, all of this shit, Jormungandr.
Good old Jormungandr.
Borman.
Norman Mormon. So yeah, I probably need to have a couple conversations with him.
Okay.
All right.
Is this the end of the conversation with the new?
I think so. Thank you for everything. I know the Acadia will appreciate it, and so will all of Cerdonia.
He gives a nod, and then returns to staring off at the sea.
All right. Yeah, I'll head on in. Probably to the tavern.
Okay. You
A little more purpose.
turn away to watch to exit, and then you hear him move farther away. You turn back around instinctively, and he drops off the ledge, shooting off in his dragon form, flying off into the sky, across the
Oh
sea.
damn!
I have the sense
Like,
that
sure hope
he's been cooped up in a cave for a bit. Might be good for a good flight test.
you gotta fly.
He can't fly. He's a dragon. This is the whole thing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, with that, Nevea, what is Yasrina doing?
Yasrina will be like after the whole town meeting thing, she'll be heading back to her room in the inn to look over their like her parts of the notes that she had kept from them deciphering the language.
Okay. You walk into your room, and piled up on a nightstand is your notes on Celestial. They seem to remain intact, but set on top of it is an envelope. Well, not really an envelope, more like a rolled up piece of paper that you don't recognize.
Well, then I'll suppose that I'll just have to look through this.
Okay. Shoo-ba-da-boo. Shoo-ba-da-boo. Give me 1 second. Try to refind it. Oh, that's not the right person. I was about to send it to Aaron. You would have been like, the fuck is this?
Well, I accidentally read to the last line. Holy shit. Wait, hold on. Oh, fuck. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Because on the one hand, hell yeah, but on the other hand, this is so possibly not real. And she is about to get her fucking spine ripped out through her mouth. Like. Whoop. Alright, she has a plan. Alright, Yasmina's going to take this, letter or paper down to the tavern where she had seen Arid sitting, and she's going to sit with him.
Okay.
You'll see he's sort of like lost in writing, barely noticing you sit by him.
Arid, I need you to read this over for me. I'll send it over to him. I need you to read this over for me, and I need you to tell me if it is real.
He'll
Erud,
take it and
you seem to zone her out as written in the book. Hello.
he'll be startled by Ezrina and just look towards the book and just say, I I think there's something you need to see.
And I do believe that I have something you need to see as well. Can we just like switch him? And I'll look at the journal and he'll look at my.
He'll sort of like hand the tome over and take the note.
Okay. I will also send that to you.
I sent it to you. I already sent it to him.
Oh, you already sent it to him? Okay. You two
Yeah,
can make insight
Rory
checks
does
on
not
this
get to
note.
know because
You
he's
guys
a
can make
little.
you two can make insight checks on this letter.
Insight?
Oh boy.
Nat 20, baby.
God damn.
This was written
First
before she left.
What was that?
This was written probably with the intent. This was written. This definitely seems like Ekni. This is her handwriting. This is definitely her letter. You kind of get the sense that after you had all left, she had left this letter in her room with the intention of making do with this promise. She didn't intend to die that night.
He'll just look towards Yasrina, sort of like somberly, and just nod his head and hand it back.
What is happening in this notebook? Is it her? Can you tell? Are you able to tell?
Well, I just noticed it. It is a fairly new development, but it seems to be. I haven't been able to ask many questions, but it seems that if it is Ekni, consciousness, it was able to hold on to the magic left in the tome.
Do you think I should still go tomorrow morning?
He'll just say, I think it's what you'd want, and if you wish, you may take the tome. And you would know that, like, since you've been around Erud, this tome has not left his person once. Like, even when he's sleeping, it is like right next to him.
Are you hold on real quick? Are you giving it to her like right in this moment, or offering that I like take it from you tomorrow?
Uh, well, you'd probably like have the tome looking in it, but he'd just like nod towards it and like not go for it, basically.
All right. Well, graciously accept and take it back with me to my room.
I will be here. I will be in this tavern when you are done.
Thank you, Erud. Really.
I'll just give a nod.
What time is it right now?
It's drawing on sunset.
Okay. Sounds like a long rest time to me, baby. also
Yeah.
sounds like I need to pee, so I'll be back.
Okay, yeah. You all can gain the benefits of a long rest over the course of this, over the course of your time in Tannerell. Rory, just so
Uh,
that I'm aware, what is your game plan after this conversation with Anu?
I was probably gonna go back to the tavern. Probably sit down with Erud if I see him in there. I assume that'll be after their
Oh yeah,
conversation.
you watch Yasrina just bolt to her room with the tome with the tome in her arms. Erud is still sitting at the tavern.
Yeah, he'd just be sitting at the table, like sipping from his typical fruit juice.
I'll probably order something for to eat. I don't really care what, and sit down at the table. After a few moments, if Erud doesn't say anything, I'd
Yeah, when you sit down, he'd just say, "Hmm, Rory, good to see you."
it's good to see you too. I know I didn't say it earlier, but I wanted to apologize. It's
He's going to like stop, like interrupt you as soon as you say that, and just say, "It wasn't your fault. It's what she wanted. She knew what she was doing."
um okay. I I'm sorry for what happened. At least I for your loss, or it's a it's a hard day.
Ekni always said, "Nothing is lost until it is forgotten."
Uh, I heard in your eulogy that you planned on rebuilding. Do you know what books or what help you can need?
Well, I suppose I need any book. There weren't a whole lot of books Ekni didn't have in that library. So.
All right. Um. Okay. I'll see what I can do. I'll talk to my family. Get Meswai is full of literature.
I appreciate it. But
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. I'll eat at the table.
Okay. Yasrina, you return to
Me?
your inn with the book.
Yes.
All right. What do you do now?
You know, I'm not too sure. And I don't think neither does she.
You just peek out like, hey, how do I use this thing? What do I do with it?
Use the bathroom real quick.
So she'll just kind of stare at the words for a while, too afraid to mark in the book.
You look at the writing hello, and it fades.
I don't. She's not going to attempt to write back to her, or she's not going to attempt to write back to her until the morning time.
And in its place, sorry.
So what?
Loss. You kind of get the sense that whoever's in this tome is only able to respond with one letter or one word.
Yeah, no. I think reading over the words, she's going to leave it be until the morning time, as she would like to wait until she is in this spot. Not only that, but she doesn't know what to write, even if she wanted to.
Okay. Erud and Rory, how long do you intend to stay at the tavern? Or at least at the bar area?
Erod would probably stay until he finishes like a couple more cups of juice and then sort of like get up. I put some coins on the counter without even like talking to the barkeep. He knows the barkeep wouldn't make him pay, but he's going to anyway. And head to his room.
Okay. Rory, are you before, after, at the same time?
Um, I was probably gonna eat something, but yeah, it'd be around the same time, I think.
Okay. You all enter your rooms as night draws near. Do you all intend to rest?
I would like to talk to Jormungandr.
Okay.
Probably a smart thing.
Now I'm even more furious that voice mod is not working because I had something. Motherfucker, it's still just a black screen. What is this? I don't. I am genuinely confused as to why voice mod is just not working.
No
You
voice
could
mod.
try ending it with Task Manager and restarting it.
Yeah, let me see. Task manager.
My Spotify does something similar where it like locks up and I can't even close it. I have to Task Manager it.
So you're telling me that's what I should do to The Sims when I load too many mods on it at the
Oh
same
my
time?
god. Yes.
Dimitri would rather have me task manager it closed for good and never open it again.
All right, so that
With the
worked.
Sims
Thank
with
you.
you. I do everything with the Sims.
Hopefully it works as I turn it back on. Hopefully it continues to work. But yeah, if I accidentally get like super loud again, I
I could only hear a couple words of that.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bit.
oh, okay. Here, let me see if
You
voice
seem
mod.
to be good.
That seems good now. It was
Yeah.
just that first
It
one.
might
I
have
think
just
I think it was just
didn't pick
because
up.
of because voice mod was starting up. It made my computer a
Yeah.
little choppy. All right,
That might have been
switching
it.
to voice mod now. I don't know if I got a lot louder or not, or but yeah.
I think you're
So
good.
anyway,
You're good.
you all your room rest. I'm assuming Eru, do you just fall asleep, or do you have any other plans as well?
Yeah, he'll just drift to sleep.
Yep. All right, Rory, how do you intend to once again communicate with the blade? Similar resting against
Um,
the wall, or bed?
Probably just on the bed. The same way I've been doing it before. I I don't think I've really figured out exactly what does it, but every time I study it, it kind of works.
All right. So you feel you sit on your bed, blade in hand, concentrating, eyes closed. Feel the compulsion, relaxing feeling, the compulsion to lean backward, and you lean back into your bed, but instead you continue to fall. Am I chopping again?
A little
Uh,
bit.
yeah, it seems to be
I'm
a lot
getting
more
really
like
frustrated
volume
with
sensitive.
all of these not with just not working because it doesn't want to work. Going
You
too
just like
fucking
fade
slow
in
for
over
me.
and over again.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot more volume sensitive. So when you're like a little
Okay,
quiet,
so
it's really quiet.
let me reduce my background noise. Let me see if that works. Hopefully that doesn't mean everybody's now choppy again. I mean hopefully that doesn't mean feedback from this screen. But yeah, so you fall backwards and you fall into your bed and you find yourself in water, drifting in a similar ocean abyss as before. Looking, there's a source of light somewhere, but you can't really point it out. But aside from that, there is just a dark abyss. You don't feel like you're drowning. You just feel like you're there. You can see out in front of you. The water pressure seems to pick up almost physically, visually. And it seems to somehow within this water you are able to see the visage of a massive serpent head, a leviathan head, Jormungandr.
Uh, hello, Ermengander. I give me a second when I try to figure out how to start this. uh, I was thinking of everything that has happened and what is to come, and I remember a prophecy. Can you do? I'm having trouble understanding it, but it was something that we learned during school.
It sates itself on the lifeblood of faded men, paints red the kingdoms with crimson gore. It entails the cities massacred in this war. Black becomes the 10th beams in the summers that follow. Weather's all treacherous. Nature itself is bended and thrown into chaos. The 10, the sun god, brothers will fight and kill each other. God's children will defile kingship. I think you know what that means. It is harsh
I
in the world order, right?
Do you interrupt? Uh, do you interrupt?
I don't plan on interrupting that. Were you just reading the prophecy, or were you adding things to it?
He's essentially going through the prophecy, which I also re-pinged in the About Cerdonia, so you should be able to see it.
Yep,
He's
I found
essentially
it.
going through each verse and explaining them.
Okay, I'm gonna be super real with you. I couldn't understand you whenever you were
Are
this.
you fucking kidding me? What do I hold on? What do I sound like?
I'm sorry.
What,
Like
what,
it sounds
what do I sound like?
like it sounds like a serpent.
Do I? Oh, that's why. Okay.
Oh, now you're so much louder.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'm so fucking done with voice mod.
I'm really sorry.
Anyway. I will repeat exactly what he fucking said again because voice mod sucks. It sates itself on the lifeblood of faded men, paints red the kingdoms with crimson gore. This entails the massacre that will occur during this apocalyptic war. Black becomes a 10's beams in the summers that follow. Weather's all treacherous. Entails that nature itself will break in this conflict. And he also mentions Aten is worshipped by a pantheon as a sun god. In fact, the embodiment of the sun itself. So when it says black
A10?
becomes Aten's beams, that entails that the sun will go black. Brothers will fight and kill each other. God's children will defile kinship. He thinks you know what that means. As he continues, it is harsh in the world, whoredom rife. An Ulster age, a Fiannan age, shields are riven. A wind age, a wolf age, before the world goes headlong. This I do not recall, but from what I have seen, you have met an Ulster before. No man will have mercy on another, and when fire rains a third time, when the dead return to betray their kin, when the shackles of shadows break, and when the gods fight along the world, darkness shall ravage, unchained. I don't think I need to describe the events, or to go into more detail about that last bit.
So these are to come before the Chained Oblivion is unchained?
These are but the events that will occur upon the ascension of this shadow.
Maybe this is dumb. And correct me if I am. This is out of character. Correct me if I am. Didn't we just deal with where is it at?
Also, he said that you have met an Ulster before. Do you know what that means?
An Ulster?
Yes.
Would that be the dragon people that we saw?
That is the name of the team of the original adventuring party.
Oh shit.
The Ulster.
The Ulster. Where did he say that again? I've been trying to take notes, but I think I
An Ulster
got a little
age,
distracted.
an Ulster age, a Fiannan age, shields are riven. He says he's not familiar with that event, but from what he has seen through your eyes, you have met an Ulster before. Possibly implying Maka, Babkatha, Shoban, Anu. If he's still technically a part of the Ulster.
Sounded like it, right? Maybe. And like when dead men return to betray their kin, kind of dealt with that, right?
You've dealt with one demon.
One demon, yeah.
Yeah.
I was okay. Okay, so it's just happening, yeah. So we're in the process of these events happening.
It has begun. Fire rains only once before. There are still 2 more to come.
2 more to
I
come.
think you know one of them.
I'm trying to go through these now. Oh fuck.
Common sense, he's implying one of the rains of fire, as the prophecy entails, is the Tiamat.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I suppose I haven't asked you this before. I, you are out of character. He said he's like semi hooked to this blade, right?
He seems to be attached in some way to this blade. You're not sure the full scale of his connection with it.
Yeah. Um,
You could ask the wielder, who is in a tree.
me?
No, in a tree.
Oh, oh.
But no, you have no idea how attached to this blade he is. For all you know, this could be just a
Alright.
packed weapon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Warlock subclass, warlock multiclass. Mm-hmm. No, I'm kidding.
It was a possibility. All right, I out of character. There was no way for me to say that I could Constitution cast, so I was like, nah.
I would have made an exception.
We'll talk about it another time then. So these had started. I haven't asked this of you before, and is there? You're attached to this weapon. Are you anywhere on Cerdonia?
There's a pause. I am trapped, confined to darkness, but it is not one that is of the enemy. I cannot find my escape. I use this weapon as an extension. I only have ties to this weapon because I imbue it with a slight fraction of my magic to allow me to exert my will while confined to the Underdark.
I suppose what I'm asking really is if there was a way to free you, could you help us with the oncoming end?
I would be able to assist in this, but I do not believe you have the capabilities to free me. Not yet.
Okay. Um, we could work on that. I mean, if you know a way, and I'm sure I was sent on a mission by the Acadia to find ancient what they said dragons at the time to help with the oncoming conflict.
He said, I know of your mission.
I I guess I wasn't thinking of you, but I didn't really know you existed at the time. I think the Acadia would want to meet you.
I'm trying to think about how he would respond to that. Arcadia have bested the Tiamat without my assistance. If that is what you wish, you may try and find me. But from your display this evening, I doubt it.
Was that a diss?
Yeah, that was a diss.
This man just dissed
He is
me?
directly
man
referring
just
to
dissed
the
me?
slaughter of with Zug Tomoy.
Hey, I was alive, but whatever.
You
Um,
are not yet ready to face the abyss. You are not capable of besting one demon lord. The sacrifice of a married cannot be the only solution.
I can't say I don't agree. But we're running out of time. We should be building forces, freeing you and others to stop this oncoming conflict.
When the time comes for my assistance, I will do so. My only restraint is that my release of these tomb I have been encapsulated in will result in the deaths of so many. Releasing myself will destroy the land I occupy.
What is the land that you... What was the last word you used?
The land I occupy.
Oh. Where do you know the land you occupy? Maybe one's full of mind flayers.
You see a visage in the water. You recognize it. The spire. And a new pointing east.
Oh, shit. So it's all demons there. I guess we'll have to go there and see.
There are some who best the demons, creating a stronghold of ice and fire. I keep seeing my box is my ping is very choppy, and I'm getting really fucking pissed off about the lack of what I'm able to say. Let me revert
You
back.
just cut out the
Let me
last
get off of
second there.
voice mod. Let me get back here. There are some who remain in the east, strongholds of ice and fire. But I am not able to interfere, for doing so will bring about their own destruction. When the time comes, all arms will be removed from those lands, and I will be able to ascend from the darkness I am entombed in to assist you in the battlefield. But until then, you may only aid from my guidance.
I will continue to aid you how I can.
As you are thrusted up into the air like a jet stream shot you up, and you find yourself back in your room.
Hey, I just got dissed. What the fuck? I was still alive. Can't blame my party members.
Honestly, it could have been worse. I was honestly planning on being a lot more mean.
Yeah?
I was planning on being... His personality was basically just like, you are not ready, motherfucker. And You are not ready for any of this
I don't
shit
know what
that's
you're.
about to go on.
I don't know
No,
what you're
it's
talking
not like
about.
we've
We're
been on
level
those sides.
5.
Literally every
Your
combat
fucking
we've been in.
barbarian and your rogue are sitting on a hospital bed, and by hospital bed
We're
I mean
level
a tavern
5.
bed.
We
We're
have third level
fine.
spells now. We're so fine. We're so cash money.
Yeah, we got 3rd level spells now.
It's
Yeah.
so shrimple.
Shrimple.
It's so shrimple.
I
Okay,
do
so
an extra
Rory, after
D6
this
damage.
interaction, are you going to bed?
Yes, it's sleepy time.
You
We got a lot to do tomorrow.
you go back to sleep. Um,
Where is Cameron? Where's Cambo Bambo? Should I give him a call?
is this your new appearance?
Costume change.
Oh, did you see that?
I will say
not
that you do
quite.
not at the moment you do not currently have the capabilities of doing this change, but once you
Yeah,
get to
not
Uruk,
yet.
you have the full access to everything your family owns. So
I
would definitely be
planned
possible.
on getting I planned on buying just like studded leather
She's
armor,
not
but if I
talking
could,
to you.
oh my bad.
L.
Uber.
I
You
thought
could definitely do the hair change now. Like you could definitely like step out and like her fucking hair once like pull all long. I think I don't
Her
know.
hair was always very short.
Very short, but now surprisingly has gotten 3 inches longer. Nah, okay. But yeah. Okay, so you all go to sleep, and each one of you hears once again church bells before waking
Huh.
up. The same ones you heard on your deathbed. As you all wake up.
so just in the tavern bed.
Yeah, you just wake up in your
Sorry,
tavern.
guys.
You wake up in the inn.
Okay.
That's the only
Sorry,
change to start
guys.
the night. Just church bells in your sleep.
Sorry, guys. My dreams of getting married to Ekme seem to be bleeding out into real life.
Just like that brain bled.
Just like
you
my
don't
brain
even
bleeding.
dream actually. It's literally just like you sit in
Oh
silence.
yeah, you got trance.
And your
Nerd.
and in the
Imagine being
through
an
the
elf.
darkness, the outside noises get muted. Slight bit of church bells for about maybe 10 seconds, and then you wake up, and it's been several hours. You are now waking up in the morning. Stepping out of your rooms, you find Anu is sitting at the tavern. Is sitting at the bar table, taking kind of just having a casual conversation with Mac.
Arid would walk up and take a seat by him.
You kind of walk in the middle of a conversation as Mac goes. So Blissful Creo is Anu, and Kayleach Zogtamoy. Right, and you were dead, but you're still alive, and now a human? I am able to revert to my dragon form whenever. Right. Okay. Arud, my friend, what can I get for you
Just
this
like
morning? Mac is basically getting a rundown of everything that just happened, and he's very confused. Alright, yeah, so you
the
all
usual.
walk up to the table, and Mac just like, morning. What can I get for you?
The usual for me.
Got it? Same. Kind of points to.
Yeah, I'll just have whatever he's having.
looks to Yasrina.
Yasrina has just rushed directly out the door. She hasn't even stopped by the bar. She has her morning's mission.
Okay.
Oh shit. Morning mission.
Matt kind of just, and you.
She has somewhere to be.
Is she okay?
All right.
She is fine.
That won't happen to do with anything about the tome you just gave her, no? Nah, I don't care.
That's between her and the tome.
He thinks about caring about it for a second, and he's like, nah, there's too much already going on with this one talking to me.
So much going on.
And he just grabs the drink, and he just gets everyone the usual. Anu sitting there, watching as you all get your food, and he says, I don't mean to rush your morning, both the day and the emotion, but when do you intend to depart?
Well, I was going to stop by the local builder, drop off some money to at least start the foundation of the library before we head out. But other than that, I have no other plans here.
Very well. I will be on the shoreline. Oh, I, for the life of me, cannot remember his name. But there was a, how shall I say this? I had met a supposed friend of yours on the harbor after I had taken my exercisial movements. A small fishman by the name of Cusco.
Ariel will just chuckle. Yes, we know him.
Do you intend to bring him along, or does he intend to remain?
I think he likes to stay along the shore or along the. He's a sailor. We can ask him. I believe we've asked him before.
If you would like me to, while you finish preparations, I can ask him myself. We got a little bit acquainted after he had seen my true form and saw me crash into the side of the harbor. I'm getting used to my flying.
Of course, if he's willing to come, we're willing to take him. Or I guess you're willing to take him, then.
Very well. Gentlemen. And he walks away. Mac just goes, right, so I need a ton of fucking questions answered right now, because he didn't give enough information for shit. He was being very vague about all of it. So, fuck. And he just begins to drone on, like, to just try to be, like, answering a bunch of questions about what just happened. Like, so, he's just repeating himself because he can't really seem to process it. Yes, Rena. Running to the spire. You know where it is. You've seen it before. You know what she was talking about. You run up as the sun is rising in the air. You make it to the spire and look around. You are alone in your own silence.
This is what she had expected. However, she will pull out the tome and write her response to Ekni in it.
You were able to also deduce that she can hear you, as you had not really. She said sorry and then responded to why are you sorry with loss.
I will. I will just tell her that I forgive her.
You'll tell her what? Sorry.
Sorry, I will tell her that I forgive her.
Okay. There is no response.
Is there like a railing or something like that one?
No, there is no railing. It's just like an open platform, like a little circular platform atop the spire.
So she's going to sit down so that her legs are hanging off and place the journal open next to her. She begins to talk to it as if like she were actually sitting next to her.
Okay. What do you say to her?
I had this probably stupid idea. Maybe if I had showed up this morning, there would be some possibility that I would find you here. And this is weird. This is a weird feeling to have, and I've never had it before. I feel like an idiot.
There is no response.
I don't know if it's me that is the reason that I feel stupid. That I had such feelings for someone so quickly after never really having that before. Or maybe it's because I feel stupid because I had too much hope. Not just that you'd be back, but maybe too much hope that you'd be able to continue responding. Or that you'd even arrive. I think from there she's just gonna wait for a while.
All right. Make an insight check. There's been a lot of those this session. Okay. You sit in your silence, unsure if she's there or not. Rory, Erud, what are your final plans before departing?
Erud would finish answering the barkeep's questions and
Right, so
had
the Whistle Creo is a new, and he was a brass dragon. He was a brass dragon on the shoreline. And nobody found out his name? I know he was like a decade ago, but like, he didn't even say his name. He didn't call out, I am a new, nothing like that.
Evidently not.
Huh. And then, how did they find out that Kaleech was Zugtmoy? When did that happen? Anyway, he's just at some point he's just like, right. I think I just gotta sit with it, with my thoughts for a bit on that one.
I find writing it down helps. He'll hand him a piece of parchment and a quill.
No. Better in your hands. I cannot write. I'm a bartender, not a scribe. I do.
Damn. Unfortunate.
As I'm actually a waitress, I do not know how to read. I don't know.
I am completely illiterate.
I'll just shrug and just say, well, never too late to learn. Walk out.
All right. What are all your plans for until you go to Anu to make your way to Uruk?
Erud would head to, like, is there like a local builder or like someone who would
you've met
construct
him before.
building?
You've met him before.
Yeah.
You commissioned whistles of some kind, I believe.
Oh,
from him.
I knew he
Goliath
was like
woodworker.
a. I knew he was like a carpenter. I just didn't know he would.
Goliath carpenter is also kind of the guy who's in charge of woodworks and honestly has been in charge of building quite a bit of the town. But yeah, you find him just in his little place. He's actually conversing with the little tabaxi kid that you had bought rations with. He's like, right, so here's your duck, and he's like, yes, this is great. I'm gonna use this to lure in predators. As he's holding up this very cartoonishly shaped 2D wooden sculpture of a duck, and he says, That's really great, kid. Happy to help. And then he just goes running. He's so excited. He's so happy.
He's a hunter.
As the Goliath
smile
watches
as he
him go, you
passes.
almost see a bit of like there's a bit of wholesomeness in his face, in his features, and then he looks to you and says, "Oh, kids, what can I do for you?"
Erud's just gonna say, well, I'm sure you heard at my speech yesterday that I was planning on taking steps to rebuild Ekni's library,
Hold that thought.
and
he turns around, grabs a scroll from this little shelving unit, and he places on the counter and rolls it out. Blueprints to the original library. Built it
that is
myself.
perfect.
No problem building it again, free of charge.
Please, I cannot ask you to work for free.
No.
I insist.
She did not give her life for me to ask you for more coin. Absolutely not. On the house.
He'll just look
Though
towards him and just say it.
Though I cannot say the timing will be any shorter, though. It did take quite some time.
That is completely fine. I won't be around for much longer.
Oh.
Uh,
Were you planning on building elsewhere, or were you...
No, I built it on the original site, but me and my group have very urgent matters to attend to, it seems. Unfortunately, Ekni's sacrifice was not the only troubles this town and world face.
Well, unfortunately, that is life. Well, if you're gone for a few months, I should be done by then. Maybe 3, 4 if I have to clear out the entire rubble. But unfortunately, I can't really do anything about the books. I I can draw. Can't write.
He'll just
Where's
chuckle.
this literature?
As you slowly begin to
There's a
realize why
whole
so many
library.
as you slowly begin to realize why exactly Erud was one of the only librarians of Ekne.
Yeah,
This town,
Aaron
number
will
one
just
thing,
chuckle.
library. None of them read.
Aaron will just chuckle and say, "Don't worry, I have that covered."
Alright, and then. Yeah, me and the boys will get it working. We'll get working on that as soon as possible. We are doing some repairs from Fomorian attacks, but as soon as we're done with that, we'll definitely get on that.
And just nod and just say, "I appreciate it, and I'm sure Acne would too."
He gives a nod.
And then head out. And he's gonna leave a bag of 10 gold outside, like right in front of the door, like
Yep.
out of sight of the Goliath.
Okay. You place it down, and you begin to walk away. You walk away for about like a minute before you hear a distant. I said you're not paying. And you fucking and you just hear a as slamming into the dirt is the coin pouch. as you heard the carpenter say off in the distance, I said you're not paying, and he throws the fucking thing at you back at you quite fast as it creates a small crater in the ground, even though it's made of leather.
He'll just chuckle and just say, "Don't say I didn't try." And he'll chuckle
Donate
to
it to
himself and
charity
pick
if
it
you're
up.
so keen about it. As he waves you off and walks back into his shop.
And from there, Ekne would probably head back to the bar and see what Rory's doing. Like, depending on how long Yasrina's in the tower alone, like, I'd say if it's been like an hour or two, he'd probably go up to check on her.
Yasrina?
Oh yeah, I'm still there. I'm waiting there until someone comes to get me so that we can leave with the new.
Okay. So as Erud goes up to Yasrina, Rory, do you have any other errands you would like to run?
I would like to go back to that medic shop, buy 4 more healing potions.
Okay.
If
yeah,
possible.
so those are all 10 gold apiece.
Okay. What are those minor?
No, they are like standard potions of healing.
Okay. Just 10?
10 per potion.
Alright. So that's 40 gold. It's me at 240.
This town doesn't have need for a lot of gold, so stuff here is pretty actually cheap.
Fair enough.
Unlike
Awesome.
fucking New York, where
When we get back to the
We're going to New York. Oh boy, wait till we get back to.
everything's a
Mesa
fucking
wise,
parking meter. And nobody has money. No, never mind. Sorry. Yes. So it's 10 gold per potion. You buy 4, so it's 40 gold, and you can add 4 potions of healing to your inventory. As he says, right there are your potions. They are still unconscious, I'm afraid. It assumes they are. I assume they are in some form of comatose.
I assume there's nothing you can do about that.
Not here, but I mean, if you were able to get them somewhere prosperous. If you were able to.
We're going to Mesa, baby.
If you were able to,
Mesowire's
if you
the
were able to
country's
get him
name,
some
right?
and more advanced medical professionals, maybe, but I am but an alchemist. I am the closest thing. I am the closest thing to a medic, but that's not saying much for an alchemist.
Of course, I will be heading towards Mesawai soon, so I will be taking them with us.
Oh, interesting. Which one? Capital. What, like, you going to the capital, or are you going to...
What's the place called with Acadia?
The Mesawai is the...
I forgot the name.
The Acadia is the name of the council. Mesawai is the name of the empire in full, and Uruk is the name of the capital.
You cut out every time the name
You
showed up.
fucking kidding me. Ah!
Literally, when you said it, the name cut out.
Alright, motherfucker. So, here it is. Acadia is the name of the council. Mesawai
is the country.
is the name of the empire.
The empire.
The country is
empire.
Zov.
Zov. Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing, the whole body, like the whole country.
Cerdonia
the whole
is
continent
the whole...
is Zov. The country,
Yeah.
the empire itself is named Mesawai, and the capital is named Uruk.
Uruk. Okay. We're going to Uruk.
I'm just gonna call everything Acadia.
I am confined by the limitations of my technology. Anyway,
Uruk.
yes, you do fine. Yes, you. He takes an interest. He says, "Oh, Uruk. Yes, they will those people will definitely have the medical means of possibly bringing your friends out of comatose state. How would you like? Are you transporting via boat, via land transportation, like a wagon?"
I believe we're flying. That's correct, right?
Flying.
We're flying.
Oh, I didn't think you had access to Muspelheim.
Yeah.
Their technologies with aerial crafts are very advanced. I didn't think you had the means of such.
It's we'll say it's slightly more primitive, more natural than...
Primitive, natural.
We're flying on the back of the dragon. The thing that flew...
You can definitely see him put the puzzle pieces together, like, that? Oh, that one? That dragon?
Yeah. Well, but that's how we got here.
He looks like a spawn of Zugtmoy. He looks like he's like the last survivor of Zugtmoy's reign. If I'm going to be very honest.
You know, a little bit.
Well, if you're getting him out of here, that's fine by me.
All right, thank you so much for everything you've done. And I
How
give
does
them
one wish to transport them via dragon?
Claw?
Oh, you're just gonna... Okay, well, I guess so. Okay.
You got them here.
Fair
Do you
enough.
have a little cot for him to lay in? Like
I
a...
could...
like it's like a helicopter, but that doesn't make
I could provide little, like, counters that they are able to rest on. I don't know if that will do anything with the dragon, but I don't know.
And just get some bungee cords, we'll strap them on the back there.
He ain't got no
bungee
gas
cords.
in it.
I have not heard of that. Is that a Muspelheim?
I don't know what's wrong with them. He ain't got no gas in them.
Bungee cords? I haven't heard of that. Is that a Muspelheim thing? Anyway, so yeah, you collect the 4 potions. I'm assuming you collect your unconscious friends from him.
I
time as well?
give him an extra 10 gold for the trouble.
He will definitely take it, unlike that Goliath.
Perfect.
And so yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it for me.
Okay. So as you finish up your errands with the potions, Erud, you find Yasrina sitting quietly with the tome, looking off, sitting on the ledge of the spire, looking off at the sun, which is now, or looking off in the distance, which is now about noon at this time.
Errol will just come up without a word and sit beside her and just look out for a sec. Any luck?
Fortunately not.
We'll just inhale. She cared for you. In a way, I haven't seen her care for anyone, really.
She's just gonna kind of like look down before reaching over, closing the tome, and handing it back to her.
Errol will take it and give a nod. I think we have to go.
Nevea, there is
Probably.
strong feedback on your side, by the way.
Huh?
There's strong feedback.
Bit of an echo.
Anyway, she says yes, it's probably for the best when they head out.
Errol will give a look out to the horizon for a sec, and then follow.
Okay. It is an empty horizon. Sky blue. Clear waters. Not a lot of going on out there. Not at least any you could see. But nevertheless, you leave the spire, and right where he said he would be is the massive visage of a brass Dracolich, anew, looking down on a small, tiny-looking humanoid fish, Cusco, as Cusco says,
Cusco.
"So I don't really, I mean, it's really cool everything you're doing, but I think I'm gonna stay on my bird. I don't really, I think I'm gonna stay on my bird. I don't," and the new just looks down, he's like, "I believe it was very adamant that they wished you would accompany them." And Cusco just like, "But, yeah, I know, they talked about it a lot. I think we had a whole game plan about how I was just gonna take them across the water on places, and it was gonna be fun. But now you're going to a city that's entirely landlocked? I'm not too adamant about that." Sanu says. Anu notice you guys enter, he's like, he doesn't want to come.
Understood, Cusco. We might want your assistance soon. From what I hear, we might be heading east.
No. He seems very adamant. That east, there is nothing good east. Like, if you go east,
Well,
there's devils. And then you go even further east, there's demons. And then you go even further east, and you're right back where you started.
that is how the world works. We don't ask you to put yourself in harm's way, but we would like passage if you're willing.
Yeah, okay. And if you, I don't really have anything to keep in touch.
Errol will just open his tome and just say, if you would, write your name in here, please.
Oh, okay. And he writes his name in the most kindergarten handwriting you have ever seen.
At least he's literate.
Everybody's fucking. Nobody can fucking write in this world. No wonder Celestial took so long to be translated.
Easy.
real. It was actually like a language that was already like easily known by like either me or Ekni, but it was just written in such bad fucking handwriting that we thought it was an entirely other language.
Shit, it's gonna be up to you
Okay.
to re-put all the celestial back into the world.
Oh yeah, baby, it's gonna be up to me in the memory of my almost girlfriend.
All right. So you help bring Shoban and Bex with you, dragging them on these little carriers that the Yuan Ti alchemist gave you. And as you prepare to leave, you see up at the top, looking down on you from the highest ledge, where the village itself resides, is Maka and Babkatha. As they are just looking down on you as you prepare to leave. All right. With that, you all prepare to board, and Anu begins to unfurl his wings, almost doing stretches, like he's preparing for a decent journey. And then you you begin to pick up as the massive wings of Anu begin to dismount himself off of the docks, from which quite accidentally it picks up wind and pushes the Cusco ship onto the docks, and he just looks, and he's like, ah, ah, and he seems genuinely like, just going back and forth. The ship begins to fall back into the docks, minorly damaged. But as you begin to rise into the air, Maka and Babkatha continue to watch you go. Babkatha almost gives some form of stabs her spear into the ground, something that you have never seen her let go of since she's appeared, and give a salute to all of you on top. And Maka just continues to watch. But as you leave, as you begin to dismount, you see a raven. As you are flying off to your new destination, there's a raven falling behind, somehow managing to keep up with Anu. And Anu notices it, and he's like, Do you want me to? What is that thing? Do you want me to deal with it?
Does this raven look like the same raven that
It
was
looks
on?
like it looks like the raven of Maka.
Erud's just going to say, no, that one is fine. In fact, maybe slow down, see if it's trying to deliver some sort of message.
Oh no, it looks fine. It honestly looks like it's going unnaturally fast for how gracefully it's flying.
Okay, so it looks like it's just kind of following us.
It's managing to keep up.
Keep an eye.
Okay. Yeah, then Erud would just say, don't worry about it, it is friendly.
Okay. And you all begin to sail away, rather fly away on the back of Anu to the city of Uruk. And with that, we're gonna take a break. As I'm gonna get, I mean, unless you guys want to end it here for tonight, I had other plans. But if you don't, I'm fine with continuing if you want to.
I'm fine with either.
I'm fine continuing. It don't matter to me.
I'm fine going to sleep, but we can also continue.
Are you gonna be able
That
to stay
sounded
awake
like you
if we
had a
do?
preference for sleeping.
Listen, I'm just a little guy in a big world.
Are you laying in your bed at this very moment?
I'm trying to make it in Hollywood. I don't have a lot of money.
I'm just a small town girl living in a
Alright,
world.
should I give Cambo Bambo a call and see if he
Oh,
is down
please,
to join
actually.
us?
I'm gonna. So, yeah, we'll take 5 minutes. We'll reconvene at whatever hour it is. 30. At the 30-minute hour or something. I'm gonna
Sounds
get myself
good.
something to drink.
Alrighty.
Ran out of coffee, and I'll be right back.
Let's give this Cameron a call.
This session has been the hardest I've ever roleplayed in my life.
Really, dude, when I did my little monologue thing, I cried a little bit. Force of habit.
Yo, same,
This man hung up on me.
Brett.
Dude, when I did the little monologue, I just started crying. Dimitri, my brain went Radium Girls moment. You've never had to look at Aaron Amhoff's face and just cry.
It's pretty easy.
It is extremely easy, but bro, we need another girl in this campaign.
We need more people in this campaign. We had only 3 that show up.
Real.
Cameron is just about to join. He said if you guys are still doing stuff, and I said we're considering it if you join. I was like, all right, let me get my headphones.
God damn it.
You have to keep playing. Don't you lay down. I swear to God, if you fall asleep again,
What if I go EP? What if I go me 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 me?
no, no.
Snork me.
We
me,
are
me,
going
me.
to our hometown.
Yeah,
We're going to
that's the
hometown.
plans. We can't do all the plans that I have in that time.
We'll stay up as late as we need to.
No, thank you.
Really?
Dear God, no, thank
Fill
you.
that $30 mug with coffee. Let's go.
I'm getting my energy drink right now. We missed 2 weeks already. We got to keep playing.
Dimitri, I'm gonna be at Adventureland all day tomorrow. I can't do
Fucking
it.
bad.
I
Cameron's joining us soon. You gotta play.
enough.
Yo.
Howdy.
God damn it.
I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be completely honest. The only reason that we are continuing is because there is something that I had only briefly mentioned. I had very vaguely mentioned to Erud that I can
Yeah.
simply not retain for an entire 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Things are about to get
Cannot
funny.
keep it in my good faith and
Funny.
consciousness until I know exactly until it's revealed.
Wait. Okay, hear me out. I will stay on and I will stay awake as long as you promise there will be no combat.
No combat. This will entirely be a roleplay session. There might be
Sounds
insinuation
Just
of
don't fuck
combat
shit
in the
up.
next session, but that is entirely about how far we get into the session.
Just don't fuck shit up.
Don't
It's
fuck
that
shit up.
easy.
That's the
You
thing.
fuck shit up.
Cameron,
We'll have combat.
glad
The
to
only time we
have
have combat is when we fuck shit up.
Cameron, glad to have you. If you don't mind,
Fireball.
while we are taking this break, which is technically for another 5 minutes, as I had stated, if you could, let me just.
Oh, he's dying.
Mom, I don't want to play for another 3 hours.
We're not gonna play for another 3
We'll
hours.
have
It'll
another
maybe
3
be an hour.
hours.
Mom, how long
It'll-
are we
2 and a
gonna play?
half.
Nevea, we have stayed up since till 7 in the morning. You you could stay.
That's different. I'm hanging out one-on-one with the love of my life. That's not the same thing.
I'm hanging out with the one love of my life tomorrow too.
I'm like Trevor.
I
is
didn't know we
literally
had
not
plans
gonna be with you.
tomorrow.
Go to that link and then.
No, they're completely
Rachel.
separate. Oh wait.
So Cameron, if you could
Yeah.
go to that link and then I will ping a thing that I had mentioned in the schedule chat.
Wait, what link? Oh,
I sent you a link, and then also in the schedule chat, I had there's instructions on what to do essentially. If you
Okay.
don't mind going through that process before we continue.
Why are you doing a short rest?
Oh yeah, you guys gain the benefits of a long rest if you didn't need it. If you did something that would already have been required a long rest to replenish.
I don't think I did.
It takes it doesn't take long actually. You you guys Rory and Yasrina, you guys specifically remember that the journey took about, I believe I had placed it. It was the 20th. It took 12 days to get it took 12 days to get to Tanro. On the back of Anu, you're there at night. You're there like that night.
Oh fuck.
Oh boy, I gotta come up with a speech and shit. I don't got good charisma.
I mean, if you ask Garrett, he can deliver it.
I think I got two.
Or you can
That
entrust
or
it in the
Yasrina,
charisma
but people
based
don't really like
people.
Yasrina right now.
Or you can entrust it in the charisma based people of
What
the
did
group.
she do?
Wink
Run,
wink Bex Yasrina.
See, but nobody likes Yasrina in Mesawai at the moment, and Bex is just a little thief.
That's not necessarily
Cool
true.
guy.
Name one person that likes you right now.
No, it's not that they don't like me. It's that they like it. The problem is that they can't prove that I did do it, and they can't prove that I didn't. So to make like the vast majority happy, they just decided to give me a punishment anyways.
Yeah. So as I was saying,
Shut up.
Okay, so Cameron, if you don't mind swapping out that image in that image for your player token for like Bex.
Oh, oh shoot, how do I get that image?
I will send you the image because I think I made it for you.
Do you have it? Okay.
And also you
Thank
have
you
access
very
to
much.
it, but it's fine. It's fine. I've done this too many times to repeat this fucking process for the millionth time. How to get?
That's fair. That's valid.
Mom, check my spells. Make sure they're okay.
What do you mean check?
make sure you don't have any spells you're not allowed
What
to.
have you done?
So magic moment.
What did you do?
Check my spells. I made myself level 5.
Oh, why? Then why do I need to check your spells?
Well,
Make
this
sure
is
they're
last time.
okay, so I don't do
Did
another
you
dispel
use
magic
Character
moment.
Mancer?
You
What?
can have up to level 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this seems fine.
Let's go.
I was a little bit confused, but then remembered why you have Dispel Magic already. Which, by the way, now you actually do have access to level 3 spells.
Oh, I know. I have dispel magic.
Now you actually have Dispel
That's
Magic.
what-
Unlike the
now
last
you
few times.
actually have.
Do you guys like the funny little sounds it makes when I do my tap to speak?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We only actually hear the Discord noise coming along, like reverberating through your mic.
Yo. Okay. So yeah, Bex. So Cameron, thank you for doing that. It is now working. I think.
It is working. Okay.
Yeah, it's working. Okay. I just made sure that the voice activity thing was doing the thing it needs to do. All right. So.
Here's the phone.
This is gonna be a little bit shorter than the last few hours have been. But yeah, we are going to. Surprising. I know we don't want. I just want to get to a certain point. But yeah. So we left off as the party had returned from the battle that had brought about the death of Ekni. After some mourning and after some preparations to depart, you all venture forth to the city of Uruk, with Bex and Shoban currently unconscious. Bex.
Hey, this could be
We
jarring awaken.
find you in an unconscious state Surprising, I know. No, so we find so we are going to rewind a second. At the battle of against Zugtmoy, you had met an unfortunate end after receiving numerous bruises and broken bones from constant beration of these Fomorians that then moved on to the next as they just left you to die. You stared up into the sky. Nothing but sadness on your face as you thought to yourself, I shouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning. Your eyes, they don't close. Instead, you almost see all of the color around you mute. Black and white encompasses your senses. You find yourself relieved of your pain. You instinctively stand up and find that you are not in your body. Your body is left on the floor. You are but an astral sketch of blue light that makes up your body, as you almost seem to be an astral projection of yourself in this world of black and white. As you watch the Fomorians all race after their newly formed target, you hear the voices all are dim. They're not as loud as they should be, almost like your ears are being closed by yourself. But you're not doing that. From the Fomorian horde, almost phasing through them as they pass him by, you see a figure shrouded in long black robes, his arms concealed in its sleeves as they dangle almost 2 feet down, his head lowered. In his arms, resting there, is a large scythe.
Oh.
All you hear from him, unfortunate. So many times, so many attempts. But all it shows, all it gains, is the realization. A realization of utter defeat. You are able to speak in this.
Okay. What is happening?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
About a minute from now, you will be beyond the confines of Revivify, and with that, you will be returned to you will be ascended. A field of reeds beckons you, and I am here to take you to your newfound resting place, where you can begin again.
Am I dead?
Yes. But I am here to give you a second opportunity, a new chance. Not in this life, but in a second life, a second chance.
How do I do that?
He removes one of his hands from his sleeves and outstretches it, beckoning you.
That.
At that point, as you almost feel content, what is going through the mind of Bex as he is seeing the visage of death beckoning him to a field of reeds where he will, from what he has been said, be rebirthed anew?
Fear. Lots of fear.
Okay. You stand there. His head raises, and you see a skeleton. His entire body is that of a skeleton as he's shrouded in this dark robes. And as he looks up to you, you see a plume of fire erupt through the caves that you were once in and engulf you. Engulf your senses. This figure no longer in your sight. And then you feel a hand on your chest. Fast. Slams into your chest as you hear a "Sorry, not today!" as you are pushed forward and slammed into the ground. There's a celestial golden light. As you wake up, your eyes shoot awake, and you find yourselves within the talons of some creature as you are being lifted hundreds of feet off of the water as you are just being carried by what appears to be a massive dragon. Something similar to what you had seen before, but this is much larger. As there are thunderous wing flaps as it is sailing across the sea. You could see shorelines as beside you as it's flying alongside it. But you don't know where the fuck you are right now. You are basically in the clutches of this dragon.
Yeah, where did this thing come from? What is
Anybody with a high enough perception would be able to just hear a just
yeah, that's the
as from underneath you can hear Bex has a reawakened.
How high of a perception do we need?
I'll say with a 13 to perception, it's
Hell yeah.
low, but you can definitely
Convenient.
make out that it is Bex.
We all know. That's like as close as
It
it
is
gets.
being very
That's so
overwhelmed.
crazy.
The sounds of his screams are being overwhelmed by the thunderous roar, by the thunderous flapping of his wings. As as you begin to scream, you see off to one end of the dragon, a massive skeletal head of a brass dragon rear down and look at you from underneath of itself as it says, "Ah, you're awake. Welcome back to the land of the living." As I'm assuming he's still just screaming.
Yeah, he has not stopped. Even as it's talking, like even post it saying everything it said, I just he's got a lot he's got to let out.
He looks away and he says, and he looks back up, turns around to you all, and he says, "I would recommend you hold on tight."
Oh,
Do you
fuck.
all do what he says? As he says?
I mean, yeah, we're holding on tight.
You
Yeah.
grab on tightly. You haven't had much of a wind thrust picking you up. You've been able to sit there casually, but you grab on his command, and you see him begin to rotate himself upside down, and Bex, as he does, you are flung into the air, straight upwards. And as he finishes this somersault mid-air, you crash onto the back of this metallic brass Dracolich, essentially, and you find yourself sitting behind Rory, Yasrina, and Erud.
Well, nice to see you're awake.
Dude,
Hey
I'm
guys.
a little surprised. I thought you guys were in comatose.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what was happening actually. I just had some of the most insane emotional whiplash.
Most insane emotional whiplash.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
It's been a long one. We're on our way to Uruk. Uruk. Uruk.
Easy.
We have to speak to the Acadia.
Zane's lived there all his life, has no idea how to say it.
Checks out.
Uruk. Hey, what are these guys doing over here? There are a bunch of other people on here.
Yeah,
Let's
this is
see. Let's
another
see where
group.
the guys are going east. Are there people east? Are we gonna meet people?
You are going to where it says Uruk. So
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
actually gonna meet them yet.
No. Yet.
They appear to be in a different country to us.
I was. Never mind.
They appear to be on the other side of the continent. At least some of them.
Sweet.
All right.
Back to Uruk.
So, you guys.
Uruk.
Bex, you were just wafted with so many fucking questions as you are just now finding yourself. It was a very painful landing as well. You landed on brass scales.
Oh man.
Really should have woken up today.
It really should. That's like my character's like motto.
He takes one
Every
damage, gets
time.
knocked back out.
Really shouldn't have gotten out of bed.
Okay. So with that, unless Bex, are we just to assume that you are just fully recapped on everything?
We can recap.
Yeah,
You can
Aaron
recap
would
if you want to.
explain the gist of it.
You can
Yeah,
either
we
do
can-
that out
yeah.
of character and just assume that you guys tell him in character, or you can do that in character as well.
Well, what don't you know?
Pretty much anything that happened in the cave. He went down pretty fast.
Went pretty quick.
Pretty squishy.
Yeah, no, I got.
So
Alright, yeah, I
Acme's
just kind of
dead.
got mauled.
The second second wave of Fomorians appeared, he was out. Funzo
Yeah.
Dunzo.
Yeah, I was like the first one. Bite the
Motherfucker was like actually dead before Acme second.
Yeah.
Dead. He's gone.
Yeah, Arrowd would just like recap what he missed to him, like sort of like being a little sore at the mention of Acne, but getting through it.
All right. So yeah, you are basically informed that after your unfortunate unconsciousness, the explosion that you had seen in your in your interaction was that of Ekni, who you know to be this like ink merid, having fucking exploded after being lit aflamed by a firebolt, and killed everybody in the fucking place before and then everybody was revived, but you alongside Shoban were unconscious throughout for the rest of the day, leading up to the next day. It's actually nighttime at the moment as they have been sailing for a good while. Oh jeez. But yeah, you are. They basically said that you were in the care of someone who basically said you were in a comatose state, and the only way they'd be able to help is just making sure you don't die until you wake up. So they were planning on seeing if you would get additional aid in Mezowai, but then you woke up
Now we just gotta deal with
I just
Shiobon.
didn't feel like waiting anymore.
That's fair. Eventually, you gotta listen to the alarms.
That's right. I hit snooze a little too many times.
Also,
Yesterday I shouldn't have woke up, or yesterday I shouldn't have gotten out of bed, but maybe today's the day.
Maybe.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Judging by the things fucking Iris told me, I don't think today's gonna be the day.
And on that, you
Should have
guys
stayed in
arrive
comatose.
at the capital of Uruk, or at least
uh,
about a mile away. As you arrive at this massive fucking city, of that looks nothing like anything you've seen. It is grandeur in its scale. The castle is the biggest thing you have ever seen in your life. It is the biggest fucking building, and that is because Yasrina and Rory, you both know that castle is built for the gods, or at the very least, for 7 ancient dragons. But about a mile before you make it to the territory, you see flying, approaching you, 2 wyverns, atop which are riders. You know this to be pretty much guards of the city. They patrol the outside of the city, and they are essentially guardians, and are patrol. And as they approach, you see them shoot past you and circle back around. At which point Anu says, "This is normal, right? We are fine."
uh, hey, I kind of we should be, and I wave, trying to get their attention.
You see them fly past and circle back around. These things are fast. These things are moving hella fast, and they are like moving like jet streams. They are small, but they are fucking fast as they are flying, and they manage to easily catch up with Anu, and they seem to more try to move up towards Anu, as they say, as you can see the 2 riders, Fearbolgs. You know these to be members of the House Ellen Trakend. As they say, "State your business, dragon." As Anu just says, "I am summoned to the court of the Arcadia, please." As he is flapping, and he says, "I have been summoned. I he's stumbling on his words. He doesn't know what to do in this situation."
Hey, the Acadia sent us out to find ancient dragons for
One of the Fearbolgs to your left looks to you, and you see him rear backwards on his wyvern, catching the wind and pulling backwards, and then immediately correcting himself to fly alongside you, as he says, "State your name, house, and business."
Rory Borealis, the Borealis family.
"And your business?"
We wish to speak to the Acadia about the oncoming conflict.
"Are you in line with the dragon search?"
Yes.
"Very well.
Okay.
We will escort you to the castle of the Acadia." As he gains speed and closes in on Anu more, as he says, "You will follow us as we escort you to the castle." Anu just says, "That's very well." As they both dive down to the city, and Anu slowly follows behind. It's basically just like, imagine just like a fucking just like a massive carrier being guarded by by fighter jets is essentially what it looks like right now, as Anu makes his slow descent down to the city. Again, fucking massive city. It takes a full 5 minutes to get through all of this, as you are moving more south, going northward to the city. You are just flying over everything, and it's a pretty beautiful city. Erud and Bex, this is the first time you have seen this city. Fucking beautiful. It is amazing. It's and uh, it is the most utopia. I'm just sucking this thing's cock. We're moving on.
It's home, baby.
You make
It's
it to
all
the
baby.
kingdom of the Acadia. Um, you make it to the
I-
castle. You make it to the
Stay here.
castle again. Massive, has its own inner walls. And you, and the wyverns of the Elentrikend family make it land on the front courtyard, followed shortly by Anu, who slams into the ground. The Fearbolgs all depart from their wyverns and send them and direct them upwards, where in which the wyverns dismount and fly up, and you see them mount themselves on the wall. The Fearbolgs begin to approach as he says, "Before we allow you," points to Anu, I would like, the Acadia would most likely wish to speak with the ambassadors of their court. Would be like to speak to the ambassadors of Uruk. As he points to.
I'm gonna lean in, I'm gonna lean into Rory real quick. This being the first time I've spoken to you in literally
A day or
literal
so.
days. I'm gonna be like, how about I speak for us and you stay quiet?
Do you know of the? Do you know what all to say with the chained oblivion and with us trying to get hold of the Tiamat instead of just taking
If I may also
destroying it?
add,
Unfortunately,
I also
did
have
listen to
as he holds up his arm and shows
Oh,
Shoban
fuck.
limping, just fall limp, and he's like,
Ow.
"Is he all right? He is in a comatose state. We will take him off of your hands." As the Fearbolgs slowly lower down these. Shoban is massive. He looks normal sized to these Fearbolgs. As they are carried away, as they carry him away, and you see a larger group of Fearbolgs emerge from the castle, and they kind of just pass Shoban over to them, who they take into the castle, and the Fearbolgs return.
Yes. Also, out of character, why the hell have I, 17 charisma, been allowing you, 8 charisma, to be speaking for us for almost this entire
You
campaign?
never care. You never care. You're like, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go to bed while I'm talking to what's her name, Meg.
See, unfortunately, she
one more
did
time?
listen to all of that conversation.
Wait, one more
Isn't-
time. Who were you asking
Don't
about?
I have 22
The person
charisma?
with the raven.
Oh yeah, Maka.
Yeah, Maka. There it is.
I did
Every
hear
time,
that conversation.
every time, it's always been thrust on me, man. Plus, I'm speaking for Jormungandr, and unfortunately, like, just think about it. I
Yeah, let's
feel
just
like
ignore.
you're probably not going to be like very persuasive with the people that shunned you from here. I was gonna ask you.
Dimitri, I killed a man and then talked my way out of a death sentence. I think that I'm good to go with these people.
Did
Shut
you
up.
kill
He
a man?
doesn't need
Did
to
you
know.
kill a man? Did you kill a man?
You
I
what?
did not kill a
It is in fact because of your personality that they were further pursuing the possibility of of you were being the murderer.
No.
So in character,
No.
I are you sure that's the? I know you are better at speaking, but is that really the best circumstance considering?
I believe that I hold the same knowledge as you on these topics.
I, but like, people aren't really fond of you at the moment. I don't even know if you're allowed to be here, but we just kind of went for it anyways.
You know what? If you wish to speak, go ahead.
We're both ambassadors. We can do this together.
She's going outside.
Okay.
The
Time
two
to
Fearbolgs
speak, baby.
escort you both to the castle. through the castle, where in which it's not a lot going on for how big it is. It's mostly just like there is a massive foyer, which definitely seems like allows passage of these dragons uh, through. Huge in scale. Definitely seems to take up a majority of the castle itself. Where in which there are more rooms, all decently sized. Just the doorways and the entranceways are massively upscaled for for obvious reasons. Um, you you go all the way down the foyer, and are led through a massive gate. There's a massive door that is closed at the moment, where in which there is like a little counter table about 50 feet in front of it. There lies an emerald dragonborn, which Rory and Yasrina remember to be sort of secretary, kind of informant. Basically, when the Acadia is busy, she's the one to talk to. As she's kind of just like clicking away at what looks like to be like a little typewriter, as she looks to you, is like, can I help you?
Uh, we're here to speak to the Acadia about uh bringing dragons.
You see her eyes roll back as her head kind of lifts up a bit. Mr. Borealis, I am so sorry. I completely forgot about. I completely forgot. Forgive me. I was just sifting through my memories. Yes. How, Mr. Borealis and Miss Caldera. Oh, okay. Yes. You have you been successful?
Yeah, we found one that is here, anew, from the legends that we were following,
Oh, that is
and might have
wondrous news.
other information.
Uh, that is wondrous news. What was the last thing you asked?
But there's other information that we'd like to give them.
Oh, that is great. Truly. Um, a little problem. They are a little bit occupied at the moment. There seems to be a very there's a strange actually give me 1 second. Just checking through some shit real quick, real fast. Give me a second. I know it's taking a bit. She looks to you and she says, "Yes, there was a figure, a new person. He is not known to me. He appeared and asked for the presence of the council. Uh, it was quite abrupt, but he's currently still in there. It was really strange. He was this big burly man, with like a black toga on. Uh, he could look quite impressive. Black flowing hair, glowing teal eyes, and like this scythe. He had this scythe with him. It was weird. It was fun. It was interesting. Uh, he was also helmed by a dog. It was a weird dog. It was like it was this like, it was like this hellspawn. It looked like all of its flesh had been just. It looked like all of its skin had been peeled away, revealing just nothing but the flesh bits.
Are we about
And
to
it
meet
had like
Hades?
it was massive and had like 3 heads. It was so weird. But
Yeah, so
unfortunately, the Acadia
Oh my God,
are
we're about to
occupied
meet Hades.
at the moment. If you'd like me to, I can check in on their progress, to see if
Man.
it'll be only a minute.
If you don't mind me saying, do you think perhaps you could ask if they could just put that on hold so that we could go in there, seeing as we did just bring back the
He was
savior they
quite
told us to
adamant.
bring to them?
He was quite adamant, but I can definitely ask him. I could definitely check in on them. She walks over, takes a minute, 50 feet away.
On
She like
hold?
hastily walks over, and she opens the door, slightly peeks her head in. You can hear give me, yes, there is a Mr. Borealis and a Miss Caldera here to see you. Here to see you. And there is silence. She says, as she pulls back, she says, right, come on in. Come on in. She's beckoning you all to come in to accompany. It's not really silence. It's more of you weren't really able to hear what was being said.
Oh wait, is all four of us going or just me and Rory?
It's up to you.
Aaron would want to go in if he could, but he wouldn't like protest if someone stopped him.
Nobody's stopping you at
I'll
the
let-
moment unless the players want to.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, Serena doesn't really care. She's walking it.
All right. I guess we'll just walk in. I'm gonna kind of follow. Yeah,
I'll be
Serena.
there with the boys.
Okay.
Cameron's for moral support. He's following this.
Step in.
Rory.
Even though I am the one with the highest charisma,
You all.
I don't know. I've got a pretty good charisma.
He's
I'm
got a
pretty sure it's where I
22.
put my 22.
Only a little higher.
Yeah.
I love how there's a 17, 22, another high one, and then there's 8. And then
And
number
he's the
8.
one. And he's the one doing the work. It's great.
It's got thrust upon me, man. I speak for Jormungandr now. I am his eyes, ears, and mouth.
So I speak for the now, so oopsie poopsie.
Okay, so you all make your way over to the secretary, who's holding the door open for you. Takes a minute again, 50 feet away. And you all are ushered in, and the door closes behind you. You walk into this massive room. Rory, Yasrina, you're all too familiar with this, but Bex and Erud, you find yourselves standing on a platform risen above a massive chasm that drops to a distance so far it clouds your vision. You aren't able to see the bottom, but the bottom is not what catches your eye first. What catches your eye is that on 7 different other platforms surrounding this massive circular platform that the platform you're connected on is attached to are 7 massive dragons, all in different variations. You see an emerald dragon to your left, next to a topaz dracolich, next to a red dragon. To your right, you see a silver dragon with these gleaming purple eyes. You see a gold dragon. You see a silver dragon. You see a lunar dragon. And in the center of it all, a massive solar dragon. As you all step into the room of the Acadian Council.
Hell yeah.
At the
Sweet
center,
homes.
at the center of which, very stark in contrast to the man before you, to the council itself, you see a man very similar in description to what the woman had described. As you see, I don't know why. You guys are able to see that, right? The person?
Yes.
Okay, for some reason it took me a solid second to see that you guys were able to see that. You see a man, very large in scale, burly. Bex, this does not look like the man you had seen in your vision. He is much larger in scale, towering about 10 feet in the air. 10 feet tall. Black toga slung to one side. A spiked shoulder plate on the other side, a scythe in his hand, as he is looking with deep-seated anger and annoyance at the room, looking at the entrance as to what has interrupted him. As you see the center dragon, Shamash. House Borealis, step forward.
I step forward. Then Oregon. Has this happened before? Should I be stepping further?
No, well, it's mostly when when he addresses one person, he's kind of addressing the whole group. So if you all want to go up, he's not going to object.
Sweet. Get on up here, guys.
As you
Moving
approach,
all
you
over.
see the man in front of you turn to the council, and he says, "I assure you, my news is much more dire than another dragon to your arsenal. Please, you must hear me out." As the council says, your pleas and your warnings will be heard. House Borealis, you have been fruitful in your findings?
A bit, yes. We found the Dragon of Legend. His name is Anu. He is in the what's the room called again?
What the place or what?
Yeah, well, wherever we left him.
He was in wherever you left him. You left him in the courtyard.
Okay, he's in the courtyard now. We also have some information regarding what is happening.
Mistress Emrine, as you look behind you, as he addresses someone behind you, he's addressing the Emerald Dragonborn secretary, as he says, "Please allow this dragon to make himself known." She gives a bow and she leaves. You have news on what matters exactly?
It's it has to do with the Tiamat. I'm unsure if you all know this already, but from the information I was given, it was that there's more to the Tiamat than just coming here to destroy our world. Or there's a reasoning.
You see them continue to listen, but you see the man in the center has moved off to the side, kind of just politely just allowing you to hear your piece out, but he's still very cross, just I for one have more dire news and more present matters. Pluto, you will speak when it is your turn. He has addressed him as Pluto.
Oh.
Continue.
I am under. Can't think of the right words now. I believe that the reason the Tiamat is coming is because of a prophecy that seems to be coming to fruition. The Chain of Oblivion.
Yes, we are aware of his true intentions.
And from what I've gathered, the Tiamat being a Dracolich, I believe there would be better ways to handle this than to outright kill the Tiamat. Either by I doubt reasoning is an option, but by finding his phylactery that is somewhere in Cerdonia. Or
You
I
see
feel
the
like there are more
Dracolich
options.
you see the Dracolich off to your side. He's a topaz Dracolich. You know this man to be Nurgle the risen the risen the risen defender, as as he states. We are aware that the Dracolich has that the Tiamat has a phylactery, but we have deemed it lost to the astral sea. There is no telling whether or not it would remain on this earth, or if it has been cast to the astral sea, never to be seen again. We know that Tiamat does not have possession of it, but it is not certain whether or not it has remained here. Shamash
My
continues.
vision showed that it fell onto Cerdonia, correct?
You did not see it. I don't think you saw the phylactery.
It looked like it all fell onto Cerdonia,
You remember the
from what I
conflict
remember.
between. You remember a human's perspective of the conflict atop the Kindori, and all you remember seeing is the Tiamat die, cast out of your view, and then come back a Dracolich. For all you know, it fell to the earth, just like Noon, and just like the Kindori, and just like everybody else, or it's been thrown out into the astral sea. Shamash continues, unfortunately, Nurgle is right. Though we do not know where the phylactery is, we cannot be for certain if it has made its way here. The phylactery was conjured long before our beginning, and we have not seen it in our lifetime.
I'm trying to think of words. Fuck. That's okay. That's understandable. On I may have also found someone else to help in our endeavors other than Anu. Not a dragon, but uh, something just as well, I believe. Uh, have you all heard of Jormungandr?
Jormungandr is not a name known to us. As he looks about the
The
council and nobody has an answer.
and what was his name again? What was his title?
Jormungandr the Elder Tide.
The Elder Tide. He calls himself the Elder Tide. He sees the what is to come and what has happened. He's helped me so far with our endeavors. And although it doesn't appear he could be freed now, I believe he is underneath the continent to the east.
They all look about and they say, the continents to the east are claimed by the abyss. There is no telling if that creature is trapped or one amongst them. Nevertheless, it is unfortunate to say that we cannot risk losing resources in search of this Jormungandr. The risks are too high, and if it is unable to free itself at this moment, I fear we do not have any additional resources that we can provide.
I'm gonna kind of look over at you, Serena. I feel like I'm losing my words here. Where'd it go?
She's going to roll her eyes and step forward to speak to them as well.
Okay.
We have the slightest feeling that we might be able, with a lot of help and maybe even begging that we could get the Tiamat on our side against this Oblivion. And even if we do take out the Oblivion with the Tiamat, we're not sure what else. We're not sure how to proceed, is what we're trying to say. Without your help finding his whatever.
The phylactery. That wasn't even close.
That
What's the
wasn't even
Nyon?
close. No, his snake thing.
Oh, Jormungandr.
Yeah, that's the guy.
You forget.
Without you giving us help to find him, all we have is Anu, and we're not sure what other resources we could find to help fight this war.
You have stated that he has been able to assist you. How
Only
Uh,
he is.
I kind of pull out my dagger, still sheathed. I don't want to just pull out a weapon.
He looks at it.
Pulls out a weapon, attacks the fucking council of Omega God Dragons, instantly vaporized.
You
Oh,
look,
with-
and he lowers his head, and you see him. His eyes begin to glow a radiant yellow, and you can see an aura being cast around the blade itself as he says, "A pact weapon used as an extension of his being. How did you come about this?"
There was a man that helped us for a brief part of our journey, and he unfortunately perished. When he did, this dagger whispered to me in Primordial, a known dead language, only recently brought back.
I see. Unfortunately, from what you have stated about this Elder Tide, he seems to be a valiant asset that could be very beneficial. But the words of a caged liar are just nothing more than lies. If this man is lying and is manipulating you into freeing him, only for more chaos to come to the world, we are not so certain we can trust this creature. If he is so powerful, he should have no problem releasing himself on his own.
No, it's not that he can't, it's that he feels he shouldn't because of the lives that are there.
You see a silver dragon, the silver dragon behind you state, "If he does not wish to be released at the moment, then we should honor his requests, should we not? If he does not wish to release himself, or at the very least, if he knows the consequences of releasing himself, then we should not interfere."
I suppose I'm asking to make those consequences no longer an issue. There are people there that are being hurt, that are dealing with these demons and with the abyss.
And do you know this only by the words of this blade and its patron? There was a civilization, we have heard of it, but upon the ascension of the Abyssalius and the demons, they overthrew those territories. Now nobody can make it to the east. All that is brought about from those ventures are nothing but carnage and slain corpses. But you see Pluto perk up, he says. You say this elder tide is where? Where did he state? Where did he specifically state?
Where did he specific? I don't know what the
He
country is
stated
called.
that strongholds of ice and fire is the closest thing he said.
Dimitri, I need you to read my thoughts. Okay? I need you to know what I know.
Hey,
but
I
not
can't
what I'm
metagame.
gaming. I need you to read my thoughts.
You
Right
have
now,
message. You showed me that you have message.
No. My personal thoughts.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
I need you to read my thoughts.
Hmm.
But if I tell you, it's metagaming. So please,
No, it's
so
fine.
please
Go
just
ahead.
read my thoughts all by
Go ahead.
yourself.
I mean, I already have the. I already know what I'm
Say it.
gonna say.
Say it, you bitch.
So you can go ahead and say what you're gonna say, and it's not gonna change what I was gonna say at all.
Go ahead. No, my character doesn't know this either.
What?
So
Okay.
you just gotta go for
Wait.
it, Dimitri. You just gotta
Yeah, I
go.
was just straight up. I was just gonna tell
Wait,
him exactly what
what do you know?
Jormungandr said.
I think that I know things based off of my knowledge of other things. That's what I will
Based
say.
off of the Roman god Pluto. The
No,
Roman god, right?
What?
it has nothing to do with that man.
Oh, okay. I tell him.
I think I know things about your snake man.
Oh, Jormungandr?
Yeah.
He's just a cool dude.
What? Wait, I have never talked about Jormungandr to you. I have talked about many things. Hold on, what?
I just have brain ideas, okay? And I know.
Yeah,
that
I
he
mean,
has
like,
things.
he's the world eater.
Yeah, he's the No, that's not what I'm talking about either. I know how Iris likes to make
We're moving
things.
on.
Yeah.
Quit metagaming, nerd.
I'm
I
not.
tell
I'm
him.
not even telling you anything.
I tell him.
Yasrina hasn't even seen Jormungandr.
And she never will.
Oh, he's gonna help us
Moving on.
with the final battle, so he will.
Anyways,
You don't know
I
about
tell him.
that,
I
Goober.
tell Pluto.
Forge of Ice and Fire. I mean, Strongholds of Ice and Fire. He says, Niflheim. I know where your serpent is, but it is out of my reach, and it is out of reach, period. This is a discussion
why-
for another time. I have more dire news. Please, counselors. As he
I really want to hear this guy's news.
He seems very adamant that he wants to speak, but he wants to be on the Acad. You can definitely tell he wants to be on the Acadia's good side, so he still wants to listen to them. So he's very adamant about he wants to do it, but he's gonna let you finish what you want to say.
So, does your topic have anything that might help or to do with what we are speaking about?
It has nothing to do
Maybe?
with your prophet. It has nothing to do with the prophecy of the Tiamat. It has everything to do with this kingdom.
Then it sounds like it's our business. Why don't you just say your thing so that you stop freaking out and we can listen to it too?
What could be the problem with our kingdom?
As he steps forward, counselors of the Acadia, thank you. He turns around and thanks Yasrina. He says, counselors of the Acadia, I am here with words of warning. Your kingdom is about to be under siege by the Ilios. More specifically, Counselor Zeus. And that's where we're going to end the session off for tonight.
What the fuck?
God damn it.
Oh.
What the fuck? Oh, I also gotta tell him about the fucking, what's it called? The cultists. I forgot about those guys.
Oh yeah, they're also aware of those guys.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad they know about them.
So yeah. That's
We're at war
a
now.
fraction of what I wanted to get to, but I realize we are stretching a little bit too far tonight.
We're at war now.
It's been almost 4 hours. 3 and 3 3/4 actually.
I
Not
have,
even a full
I have-
session.
Why don't I
Out of-
drop the
out of
ball on
game-
Zeus being on his way over before
Not even a full
before we
second.
end? Yeah. So unfortunately, ramifications of certain actions, not amongst yourselves, are in play at the moment.
Ruh-roh. It's the
Ruh-roh.
other groups. They're
The other
destroying the
group
world.
fucked us over.
God
What the
damn it.
fuck? What the
Er-
fuck?
There was
Everyone's
a
gonna
very
get
specific
drafted?
They
decision.
had
that
to
fuck
ruin
us
There was
over?
a
it for
very
everyone.
specific decision that was made that I don't even know if they're watching. I like stopped mid-session because
responsible?
they wanted me to specifically tell them when the ramifications of their actions were going to be presented on stream. So
Fuck.
so I like messaged them. I don't even know if they're watching right now, but yeah, certain ramifications of certain actions are at play, and and are currently jeopardizing the current mission.
Big group
Trying to
session
go
soon.
east, man.
I'm
Trying to go
hearing
east.
big group session soon.
Crossover
Yeah, it sounds
sessions
like big
are
group
in
session
play.
that's gonna be against each other.
Crossover sessions are a possibility at this point. I didn't think we get
Crossover
this far.
sessions
I
where
didn't
we
think we
kill
get to
the
this
other group?
possibility for a long while.
Yeah, can we fight?
We fight. We kill
fight.
the other
you
group.
actually he's actually talking about the army that they are leading to you guys to murder. No, okay.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm just
yeah.
saying, we can take him down. We some hard motherfuckers. That's just what
Listen,
Hey, every time we've been in a battle, we've died.
shut the fuck up, bro.
listen. Do they have the gas trap gauntlets though?
That's true. Those are pretty powerful. And I can run at them really fucking fast.
Yeah, I will say,
Do they have
And
the
do
spirit of
I will
anciently
say
living
though,
within
the
them?
magic homebrew items that you all gained, you guys aren't the only ones that got those.
Why the hell would you do that? How are we
It's a
supposed
thing
to
I
kill the
do.
other parties
It's
now?
a thing I do to get you guys in
Yeah,
more
what?
character. It's a thing I do for
You're
all the
tell-
groups, where I just make a custom homebrew weapon for everybody's character that fits with their playstyle, so they can be more cool on the
You're
battlefield.
telling me we are not special?
Did you also kill some other poor
I
lesbian's girlfriend?
I distinctly remember me saying something in the general chat for all of the groups, and Dimitri saying, "Wait, are you saying there's more going on in the world?" And I was just like, and I was just like, "Are you what?"
Dimitri, when he found out that all the parties playing
Yeah,
in the
no,
same
every
world in the
single-
same
there are-
goddamn Discord.
There are
were
5
connected.
active groups right now on this planet. There are 5 active groups on Cerdonia, and everyone has their own independent plot hooks. The Tiamat is yours, but now the 4th group has intervened and has made and has made their plot hook your problem.
Which one of the groups is the
If they're
Which one
working
of
for the
yours is the
fucking cult for the Tiamat,
happy
because
to
they're like,
be
yeah,
alive.
it's the best furniture in the world to save us.
I'm so happy to be alive that I can do.
Guys, what if I
So
switch over
fun
to the
with
Tiamat
all-
group?
It's so fun when all of my toys get to play with
sorry.
each other.
Oh boy.
And then break each other.
Real.
Especially when they
real.
break each other. That's fun.
In such a different way too.
Who said
Okay.
that?
Real quick, before
Uh.
everybody leaves the map, can you all stay on while I lock you guys on this map real quick?
No,
right
I'm
here.
leaving.
I'll move around. I'll do it. I'll keep moving. Oh boy.
Well, no, you're not.
There you go.
I'm not locking your token. I'm locking you so that no matter where I place the all players view of it, you guys are still staying on the Acadian court.
Damn it. You didn't do that in the past. So sometimes when I work on my character, I can see what you're doing.
Sometimes
Okay.
I get to metagame while you're
Sometimes
doing
I
other
just
things.
get to
I
watch.
have to do
If
other
I'm
things.
actively
It's
moving
fun to not watch
if I'm
the
actively
stream
moving
and
the
just
all players thing, and you're watching, that probably means that I'm in the middle of a stream session right now. So
Yeah, but I don't watch the stream. I just watch like you
Just
you
watch what's
move the
going
characters
on.
around. So I have no idea what's going on.
what did
It's
you
like watching
even-
a board
what-
game, but
what
with
have
no
you
commentary.
seen? What have you seen? Tell me
we don't
what
got
you
we don't got
tell
worry
me
about
what you
that,
know.
You know? I'm working on
See
my
what I know.
characters. I'm hardly even looking.
I'll tell you guys what maps I've seen.
Apparently something about Jormungandr. Who's just a cool dude.
You don't know shit about Jormungandr. What the fuck are you
You're
talking
gonna have to
about,
start
Yasrina?
asking me questions,
What the fuck are
and
you
you're gonna
talking
be
about,
like, "What do
Nevaeh?
you mean?"
He's just a
I
cool
didn't think
dude. He's
I have a
he's
couple of
being
things.
so nice. He
I just
has
have a couple
told
of
me the
questions.
truth
Just
about everything.
I
just have a couple
genuinely, I'm genuinely befuddled at what you could possibly know about Jormungandr right now. That unless it's
just
just
smarty pants.
straight up canon about, unless it's just straight up canon stuff from mythological Jormungandr, in which case, doesn't apply to this case at all.
No, not that one.
What the fuck do you
One.
know? You are staying on
It's
VC with
another
me,
one?
and we are having this discussion.
No, I
You've
want to
done
hear
this
this
to
too.
yourself.
I want to hear it.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
guess
end this
I-
fucking stream. These three are gonna leave, and we're just gonna have this conversation right now.
No, I want to
No,
hear
we're
it.
gonna have a conversation. No, you guys have to leave. Me and I
No,
are gonna have this
no,
I'm
no,
ending
no,
the
no,
stream.
no, no.
I'm ending the stream. Hold on.
Oh, goodbye,
Get in the
Cameron.
fucking stream. We're doing this right now. We're having this conversation. What the fuck do you do? Anyway, so yeah, that is the end of session 8 for tonight. Thank you guys for coming, and I will. Oh, fucking Cameron's gone.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you guys for
vanished.
joining, and I will see you. When? Jesus. It's already almost.
I'll see
It almost.
you
It
two
feels like
next
it's
week.
almost the end of August, and it actually is because we're meeting on the 2nd. No, we're not. We're meeting on the 26th of. I got thrown off by the current date. We're meeting on the. Our next session will be the 26th of August. I will see you
Shit.
all then. See you guys later.
Alrighty.
You
See ya
got
then.
it. See ya.